So we have a special guest for you guys today. We have Miss Bella Bliss, aka Kirsten. Said her name right. Yes, I did.
Yes.
Um,
Good job.
I'm gonna be honest though. You
Yeah,
did it.
I
You
did. I
You-
did it.
you-
I did
you
it. I did it
butchered
right.
It's alright.
So,
And I was gonna totally let it slide, but I'm just, it is.
so she has a very interesting life story that we felt compelled to kind of interview and talk about. But for everybody to follow you, give them your plugs, your Instagram,
Yeah.
Twitch,
Plug
YouTube.
yourself.
Plug yourself.
Plug it. So let's see where to start. My
Instagram, yeah.
is Bella Bliss _888. You can follow me there, or you can follow me on TikTok at Bella Bliss 87. I don't
And
really.
on YouTube, you did recently.
My
you
YouTube, I'm just starting it, so I don't really like throw it out there because honestly, it's just,
YouTube
like, my
Bella
clips.
Bliss.
That's right.
You'll find me.
Put a
Actually,
space in between.
I think it's 4056. I don't even know where those
It's
numbers
not.
came from. How does
Is
that?
it?
Yeah,
Random
I
numbers,
swear. Look,
it's in the underneath it. It'll
I
say
didn't like
at.
create that. So look at this. Look at this.
But
Yeah,
I'll have
4056.
I'll have all of her tags
Yeah,
underneath
all my
in the
stuff.
description.
We'll have it
But
in.
real quick, is there something with eights? Because all your tags have been 8 in it. Is there something?
So 8 is. I was born on the 8th.
Okay.
So everything
Oh,
is. I
okay.
usually strictly just do the 1-8, but obviously if someone's taken, then I have to like add the other
Okay.
8s and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then 87, obviously the year that I was born.
All right.
Great
all
year,
right.
by the way.
Tyler, how we doing, brother from another mother? How we doing?
I'm doing all right. It's been a hectic day for me. It's a lot of running around.
It has. For those that don't know, he's been very bossy today.
I have been
I just need to-
bossy. I have been a pain in the ass and a complete bitch.
But your mustache is on point.
Thank
Yeah,
God
definitely.
something's going right.
It's
But you
on
know
point.
what? We got this new ring light here. I gotta shout him out. Near Ludens, thank you, brother. Because Will had tasked me with getting the ring light, and I'm like, I'm okay. I'm gonna have to go on whatever websites, do some research, find all this shit. I'm gonna have to wait a week or two.
Yeah.
Shipping and handling, additional fees. He posted in his story that he's like, getting a new ring light, whatever. And I was like, hey, where'd you get it? And he goes, dude, Walmart. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Dude, Walmart's got everything.
Thank
on
you,
it.
brother. He's been an OG since the beginning, so I had to shout him out. Appreciate you, Near.
And we got to shout out China for even making it. To be
Yes.
honest, I mean,
Yeah,
listen.
absolutely.
I know with COVID and everything, I mean, they really crunch time trying to make this shit. I'm just saying, I appreciate it. So,
They do.
all right, so you do like to stream video games and stuff.
Yeah.
That's your main channel is on Twitch.
Mhm.
So I kind of want to start off with what turns you on to I'm going to start streaming video games. Like what made you go, this is kind of what I want to do.
Honestly, so this was like probably like 4 years probably now that I told a coworker that I love playing video games, and he was like, "Have you ever streamed?" And I was like, "No."
Like with a paddle and a boat
Yeah,
down the river?
I'm assuming you're talking about like camera and stuff like that. And he was like, you need to get on streaming. He's like, because I've watched your gameplay. Your gameplay is really freaking good. Get on there. And he's like, you're obviously not like, he's like pretty girl. And obviously everybody knows like pretty girls get more. And that sucks. And I'm going to be honest because like.
They do.
It sucks because, there's people
You can
out there.
benefit. I mean,
it shouldn't be about looks. That's why, like, when I do stream, not all the time that I put my face on there because I want to kind of promote more of just what my
Oh, the
gameplay
actual,
is.
yeah.
Because I want people to see, like, okay, forget the face and let's just straight go in there and be like, yo, this person plays really good or this person's funny when they play. Not just focusing on a stinking face, because I rather, like, put funny glasses on and just go from there.
But you should dress up or do something. I mean, look at Dr. Disrespect. He plays a character nonstop.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
I mean, it's.
I still got the wig and the glasses. I could dress up like
Yeah.
him anytime I want.
Right.
I have cosplayed, so I mean, I would love to do that for sure.
But that's the attraction of it is because a lot of people are sick of the fucking 9-to-5 jobs and all that other shit that
Yeah.
they're like, listen, I want to start it's essentially your own little business.
Yeah.
It turns
And
into
you're the creator, you know,
Mhm.
whether you want to do video games, you want to talk about, you know, news or whatever, or play clips or whatever.
Yeah.
You could dress however you want, you know, so don't, you know.
I think it was really the audience because I wanted to see what I would pull in, you know, like just, especially that I would get people like this one guy, for instance, was in Australia and he was such a big fan and I was just starting out, but just him coming in, I was like, this is pretty cool. Like, I want to just, you know, I love playing games. I might as well throw my face out there so people can, like, talk to me while I'm gaming. I mean, it's a really cool experience. You know, sometimes, obviously, like, I'm sitting there, like, raging out, and then I'm like, oh, someone commented.
You're creating community.
Yeah,
you know?
and it's nice to have people, like, just want to jump in, and it makes you feel good. It really does, because, I mean, I know all these big streamers out there that do it. They, you know, not all of them literally take the time to thank everybody that goes in there and stuff, but it's got to be an amazing feeling to literally turn on your system and you just get
20,000 people are
yeah,
now
they
watching.
just flood in. They're like, hey, yeah, my favorite person's
I'm like
on,
not even
you know?
dressed
like,
yet. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
damn it, man, I gotta get in there and get all that in there.
So, was there like a particular, like, let me ask you this, like, so I'm going to assume that you've been playing video games mostly your whole life,
My
right?
whole life, yeah.
Okay. Was there any game, and Tyler, I want you to answer it too, but was there a game that really got you hooked on video games? Like
Yeah,
a particular
that would be,
one?
Destiny 2, or it started with Destiny 1 and then Destiny 2. That for sure was, I mean, I'm not going to go back to like childhood days because
Right.
everybody loved Mario and Sonic and all that stuff, but in my adult years, Destiny by far, like, I knew the moment I started playing it, I was like, there's something about this game that just made me want to keep, like, playing and playing and playing. It got so extreme that I have spent over $10,000 in collectibles. GameStops knew who I was. I would literally walk in and be like, hey, Bella's here.
GameStop knew you. They hand you $9 the second you walk in.
I thought I was bad on
I would get
on
free stuff
systems.
from GameStop. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, and then I got obviously the tattoo, which I didn't finish because I want to get like the ghost and everything. But I literally have spent so much at Bungie. I mean, my whole collection, it's insane. Even on Facebook, on the sites, like the follow pages and stuff for like Destiny,
Yeah.
I would like put all my pictures on there that I had and everything, and people were like, you have so much shit. And I'm like, yeah, I can't stop buying it because I love this freaking game.
Right.
You know? Yeah, I got, by far, Destiny is one game, and it's been 8 years straight that I've been still going with this game, and never in my life have I had like a clan, and just, it's really like a family. It really is, because these people are so close to me that my best friend that I speak to every single day, I talk to him. There's not a day that goes by unless like I'm mad at him, and he knows.
In the doghouse.
Yeah, he'll watch this and he knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's it's a great feeling. It really is to be part of that. And I never got to do that with any other game. So for that to like come in, yeah, Destiny changed my life when it came to gaming. Like it opened up a whole door for me to like walk into and realize I love doing this stuff. Like, this is a passion for sure.
What about you, Tyler?
COD Zombies
Yeah.
in any form. That really just, like, I'm locked in. Like, it's getting to the point where we've gone round after round after round after round after round. You know, I can't be stopped for some reason. Like, I just keep going and going and going, and I'm just like, wow. And then then all of a sudden, you were the one that showed me Noah J, who is, you know, very big time zombie. And like, we're gonna hit round 100, and I'm like, motherfucker, I did that on a Saturday, pulling an overnight, like just bored for no reason.
Right.
I did nothing but sit there for hours and play it, and I'm like, this motherfucker, you can make money off that. Damn.
Yeah.
Didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Didn't think
And
about
that's what's
that.
crazy, because I had no idea that you can legit make money off of just gaming. Like,
I would have never considered it.
something that you just enjoy doing, and you're like, wait a second, I'm gonna make money from this? Like, people just watching? Like, that's insane, you know?
It's crazy, because growing up, you know, our parents always told us that, you know, you're wasting your time playing video games and all this other shit. But, you know, now, I mean, we've been people have been streaming games. What I'm gonna say, maybe 8, 10 years, right? People have been streaming. I'm gonna
Yeah.
rough. I could be wrong on the
That's
numbers,
fair. I don't really know.
but
Oh yeah, more than that because I started with it.
but to me, and I like to get you guys' opinions on it. I kind of feel like the streaming atmosphere is kind of oversaturated. Where
Right, yeah.
where yeah, you have your top guys, but then you
Yeah.
have just a lot of others.
People that are
And
trying to do it.
not even, and it's not saying that any, like, the content isn't good or anything, but there's a lot of people that may not take it as serious as others, and there's such a saturation. It's really hard for someone to start right now to start streaming. People have this idea like, oh, I'm gonna be the next Tim the Tatman. I'm gonna be the next Dr. Disrespect or whoever, and it's not that simple.
very
You
difficult.
got to put in your time because
Right.
not only are you fighting to gain audiences, now you got all these fucking algorithms, all these different platforms, and there's a lot of competition out there. It's not as easy as, oh, I'm gonna just start making thousands of dollars a week or whatever.
But like for me, is I don't like when I started doing it, I didn't really care about yeah, it's awesome. Like you can make money doing it, sure, but when I do it just for the enjoyment for myself, not like, oh, I gotta worry about trying to get this many people, and like if people follow me, great. If you don't, hey, because I just go on there to play the game, to hang out with friends, and this is just something that it's a hobby, like I'm not trying to make a full-time job out of it, and like he said, I mean it's myself, I mean all these people, I don't sit there and watch streamers, you know what I'm saying, like I don't sit there and do all that stuff. And the biggest thing for me is, like I was telling him, when I game, I don't know all the answers for stuff. Like, when I play, I strictly just play. Like, you want to beat something? Yeah, I got it. But if you're, like, start asking me, like, oh, you want to put this mod on, you want to do this, I'm like, sure, man, because I don't, like, I focus on, like, builds and stuff, but I can't sit there and tell you every single thing about the game. And, like, that's, like, for me, like, if I was trying to get like big at it, I wouldn't expect people to follow me, because people that are big like that, they know all this information. Why? Because people want to know, like what do? You go on YouTube right away and you're like, how do I do this? And the first person that pops up is somebody that is literally giving you that information. And FYI, I cannot stand videos that are like, tuck, 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 and then you're like, just get to the point. I just want to know where it's at.
I hate cooking recipes like that. Like, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to cook this today, and I've never tried it before, so let me look it up real quick. And I'm like, oh, it says it's an easy one. It's got 4.8 stars. Must be a good recipe.
Yeah.
When I visited the hills of Tuscany, for fuck's sake, like, just get to
Just
it.
tell me how to make it.
How do you cook it?
Yeah.
See, but that goes to the Gary V point of just feed your audience.
Yeah.
Just get straight to the point.
I'm eating
and-
potatoes.
Right, and there's no, and it's weird. Like there is no guide to. I mean, I guess there is some things you can do to be a successful streamer, but it's luck is involved.
Definitely.
I think also
Consistency.
Consistency.
I would feel is a big one.
marketing yourself, branding yourself, building that brand, community. Teaming up with other streamers or something like that. Like
we did earlier last week.
yeah, which was fun. And we kind of, I mean, when we game, I mean, our channel isn't like just straight gaming.
Yeah.
No.
But we do that sometimes if it's like, if our schedules match up and we're like, yeah, we're going to game for like a couple hours. Fuck it, let's just fucking stream it.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
you know what? Doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
You know?
You're welcome to join, and if not, we're having a time.
Yeah.
We're having a time. I'm having an awful time when I'm gaming.
I'm glad
Flipping the table.
I'm glad I didn't stream though when I was with you guys, because I was like, oh, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I was like, I'm so sorry. I gotta go take a shower now.
Now I've got to ask, okay, because you said you've been playing games your whole life
Yeah.
pretty much. Now, from my experience, and I'm sure you can attest to this as a man, anytime I was in a lobby when online gaming started to become a thing, and someone spoke, and it was a female voice, man, all the hound dogs come out of the yard at that point. They're all trying to hit on them. They're all trying to be like, "Hey, girl, what's up? Like, where you at?"
So
Like,
the funny thing about that is when I started with Destiny, which was 2014, that's when
Okay.
it all started. So really the truth that when guys heard me, which weird, I sound sometimes what I got was like a 12-year-old boy. I don't I don't know why, but I have that weird voice, raspy voice, I guess you can say. So sometimes people mistook me for like a younger boy, but when they found
And they
out
got
I
even
was,
more. No, I'm sorry.
yeah, no, but it's but when they found out I was a girl, I think it was like a solid straight 4 years of me playing. They were like, you don't know how to play, you don't know what you're doing, girls suck, this, that.
Oh,
But the funny thing is that if I literally could pull people that I played with back then, they would straight up say, funny thing is that I was the one leading the whole crew. I was the one explaining, like, I was always the one talking, like, oh, you want to learn this raid? Okay, I'm going to tell you how to do it. They always, like, it was just me, because I ran everything. So, like, when people had questions, it was me answering them. And they were like, well, this girl doesn't know anything, but yet I've beaten it so many times, and it's like, I literally, this whole group you're running with right now, they know it because I know it. So it
Well, then I
went
guess in
years of
theory,
it.
to go back to earlier, you could be the type to kind of know everything about that game at least.
Well, that game, yeah, that I
right.
mean, I've played it for so long, so there is a lot of things that I know about that game. But
You could always start there if you wanted to.
it was rough though, because
Yeah.
I almost didn't want to play. I mean, because I didn't like people going, girls don't know how to play, or I didn't even want
stressing
to
you
talk.
out
Yeah,
at
I
that
didn't even
point,
want to
yeah.
talk on the mic, because I'm like, God, if they know I'm a girl, they're gonna be like, ooh, I want to play with this girl. But there was people in there that were like, oh, I'm playing with a girl. Like, hey, what's up?
That's what I always experienced. The second they and they're like, "Hey, where you at, girl? What's
Yeah.
up? What's
But
going
I
on?
got
Like,
all
you want
the
to go? You want
negative
private? You want to be on my
and
friends list? Like, come on.
Oh yeah, the friends, yeah, the ads. Were
Send me a
working on
request
it
and I
quick,
Yeah,
quick, quick.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, Tyler, and I get it, but I think also you gotta remember our age at that time. We were, I mean,
Yeah, that's
when
true.
online gaming was
I
first
was like-
starting out, we were like, what, 10, maybe a little younger?
SOCOM 2 on PlayStation 2,
Right,
man.
but
All the
we
time.
were so immature. So yeah, at that time when we, were playing with a girl or whatever,
Got an online girlfriend.
Right, exactly.
No idea what she looks like.
But
No
but,
idea.
but nowadays it's kind of it's common on any level, but not just that, but there's kind of like it's a more respect if women not only can play the games as good as the top guys, but just to hang with the guys, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to
Yeah.
be like watch what you say sort of thing, or they're going to be oversensitive. Like I feel like women nowadays can get more respect for gaming than they used to.
That's a
Not
fair
not
point,
saying
yeah.
like that happened.
That it's a
back in the
perfect
day.
world, yeah.
Right,
yeah.
but I think age has a part, in that.
And
as
that
well.
being said, Happy Women's Awareness Month.
I
What is
got
it?
it.
Yeah.
So there.
Good
Yeah.
job. Yes.
I just hold on. I want to point this out real quick. I had no clue that this shit existed.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. Hold on. I googled it, and it says it's been around since 1980. I'm sorry. I never heard of this in school.
1980?
Yeah.
1980.
Yeah.
Google it. Google it. When in Women's National Month,
It is.
whatever
yeah.
fuck
And I never.
started.
That customer actually thanked me, and I was like, for what? I had no. It literally was just recent when it just came
They
up.
just made shit up. Swear to
I
God.
swear, I think they purposely just throw like we're gonna do this, like I don't even know.
Damn. You know, it was
Weird.
Pie Day yesterday.
Yeah, I don't even. I do
Is
like.
that a euphemism?
I do like pies. I will say that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, pies during Women's Month. What kind of pie? Okay, I'll
Oh, yeah.
stop. I'll stop.
Boston
hey.
cream pies.
Oh boy. But I do want to say on the gaming subject, because I know my best friend's gonna watch this, and I know he's gonna throw it in there because he's legit going to say how he met me. I kicked your ass.
Oh.
I kicked
1v1?
his ass. No,
You-
so
or
okay,
just
so it's
talking shit?
It's a 3v3,
Okay.
player versus player, and I was doing a quest in Destiny, and I needed to get this whole quest line done, and I legit did 30. I will not forget. I did 30 matches, and I was doing the wrong one. So there's two different ones. There was survival and elimination. I was supposed to be doing survival, and I was doing elimination. Well, it just so happens that my best friend at the time was in there, and I was kicking his ass. I was killing him left and right. So he writes to me, he's like, who are you? And he was like, who the heck are you? I mean, I literally was stomping everybody the whole time, just boom, boom, boom. So then, like, when I realized it, I was like, oh my gosh, like, my friend that I was chilling with at the time, I actually brought my TV and gaming system to his house that night. And I was chilling, and I was
LAN
like,
party.
yeah, and he was like, yo, you're playing the wrong thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm playing the wrong thing. But it's funny how that worked out, though, because if I didn't go into that match kicking his ass, okay, I would have never met him.
Friendship's
And I
fun.
would have never been in
Why
a
not?
clan to start with him, and we've been in this clan now, and it's like going on 3 years now, and that's how close we became. I mean, it's just wild,
Nice.
you know, like that you can meet people like, and I've never physically met him in person, never in person, but I've talked to him. I know his.
But
I've
that
talked
kind
to
of
his mom.
relationship, right?
You know, yeah, like I'm very, very close with him and his family, so it's pretty crazy. It really is.
Kudos to you, brother, for being a good sport about it
Yeah.
and recognizing.
Yeah.
Fucking recognizing.
And
You're
don't cry, cause
like- Oh, well, I mean, yeah. I understand that. I cry all the time about shit like that.
All right, so I'm going to throw a very controversial question out there.
Oh,
I'm going to.
Oh, boy.
It's time.
It's time.
Time.
All right, so
Dun,
you.
dun, dun.
All right, so you are a very attractive lady.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
Have you ever thought about maybe on Twitch? And I'm just asking because I see it's very popular. Have you thought about doing some pool bikini streams? Maybe sit on a fucking ball and game with. They put the
With
mirror.
cat ears?
They put the mirror in the back so you can see your fucking ass from the back.
They do?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
Oh
My
my
algorithm
God.
is fucked then. I'm
Yeah,
not
it
seeing any
is.
of this.
Oh, listen, I guess fucking Google knows me or whatever, because, I mean, listen,
Google knows me.
I don't know, whoever,
People knows me.
but
I gotta start searching some shit.
you've been
Yeah.
doing it for a couple years now, so I'm kind of interested on why you haven't went that route.
That is a pretty good question, because I have gone on. There's been a couple streams where I kind of purposely wore like a lower top to kind of just like, let me show a little bit of skin, maybe to try to attract more people, because obviously guys are on there watching, because really there's like a very low percentage rate that there's women out there, and there's some people that go, yeah girl, you got this, like you're a good streamer, but really the audience is all male. So I'm like, all right, let me just try to throw some skin out there. Honestly, if I was more comfortable with my body like I used to be, I probably would be a little bit slutty more with it, but like I said, I don't go on there to like, this is not something I'm going, yeah, this is something I have to get all these people, I have to make all this money.
And this is the way to do it.
And this is the way, I mean, if that was the rate, I would have been making an OnlyFans, and I'm not about that, you know.
True.
I
Yeah.
don't, like, I respect my body a whole lot more than that, and it's like, there's limits to myself. Like, I'm a wild card. I live life at the moment, you know, like, whatever I feel, you know, I'll do it. But that point, I'm not really going to just go on there half naked just because I'm trying to get some people to hit the heart button on my thing. Like, that's just not worth it to me.
You're a bigger person than me.
Yeah, maybe you
I
get
would
out there
be.
and throw that thong out there.
Although Will has told me to start an OnlyFans, and
Yeah.
I
I tell you
refused.
what, with his mustache and a thong and shaking that ass, he probably would get some of this.
See, I fucking told you, dude.
Yeah.
I've been
What is
preaching
it?
that. Let's get a fucking OnlyFans.
What's a mustache, Rod?
Yeah.
Clark, would
exactly.
you fuck me?
Exactly.
Yeah, seriously, probably. I mean, like, we just went live on there and everybody was going crazy.
Somebody
with
called
the
me
mustache,
daddy.
you know?
I mean, I call you daddy sometimes too. I mean,
Hey,
it is what it is.
well,
But
what's
I-
up?
Chill.
I will tell you that is kind of refreshing to hear, because I really, you know, there's a genre of podcasters now that, you know, talk about like the online dating and all that stuff, and there's all these OnlyFans girls, and Twitch is like saturated with, like how I said, the bikini girls, stuff like that,
Yeah.
and that's kind of why we don't even stream on Twitch, because we feel like
Yeah, we'll get buried. We can't compete.
well, it's not just that. We just, you know, at first it was like a legit, like, podcasting thing, gaming thing, and then it, like, got saturated with that, and it's like, you know. So, but it's refreshing to hear that, you know, women actually have respect for their bodies, and
Yeah.
they're like, I'm not going to slut myself out. Like,
Yeah,
I'm going to
really
let my
awesome.
skills or talent or
Yeah.
whatever be the reason why I succeed, grow, whatever.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just
I
refreshing.
think I'm more of the goofball side. Like I'm more like I said, I would rather put funny glasses on and the cat ears. Like in one of my streams, it's probably still on my Twitch right now. Is if you go on there, you're gonna see Baby Guru just sitting on my shoulder, chilling while I'm gaming, and
Baby what?
you know, like the little Yoda guy.
Oh!
He's not a Star Wars
Baby
guy.
Yoda.
I understand.
I heard Baby Guru, and I was
understood.
like,
I understand.
thinking
No,
even-
bro, I always like chop it. It's like Guru. It's like a weird one.
Just
but-
Baby
Groot?
Yeah. I
It's
love
not Groot.
I love Groot.
That's Guardians of the
I'm
Galaxy.
fucking lost
Yeah.
in the sauce.
Right.
No, but I do love Star Wars. So obviously my my text messages are R2D2. I scratched that. No, that was my old one. The BB-8's on there right now. Which and
I was
here's
about to call you out on
Yeah,
that.
no,
Is that the
here's
oh
a,
shit?
yeah, here's a crazy thing that a lot of people don't know this, and I only so many people do, that when you look at my gamer tag and it's Bella Bliss 8, it's really BB8. Bella Bliss 8.
Bruh.
Yeah.
I would have never gotten that reference though.
Nobody. Yeah, wow.
I'm glad you explained it. He got it.
Yeah.
He already knew what the tone was.
I'm a big Star Wars guy, and I tell Tyler all the time, if you, and I've said it on our past episodes too, if honestly, it's crazy on, if you take the Jedis out and all like the flying around and stuff like that, and just look at the story,
Mhm.
it's how we play, this is literally playing out right now in front of us,
Yeah, we're
in
living.
today's
Oh, yeah.
real world.
It is. Yeah.
It is. Especially if anybody's seen episode 2 and 3. That transition and how everything went from the Republic to just to shit,
Mm.
Yeah.
pure dump. That's, you can compare that to what's going around in the world.
Oh yeah. And then
So-
we're gonna be fighting for ourselves, and you have to basically pick a side. Like, what side are you gonna be on?
But people
Because-
just go, oh, Jedis and fucking space fight, it's all bullshit. Well, I mean, there's some fluff in there, but the moral of the story is legit,
Yeah.
and you can still take shit from that.
I mean, I liked Rogue One a lot because that was the first
best one.
That was
The
the first
best-
Star
the best
Wars that really was like Star Wars. Like I remember going to see it, and I'm like, as a kid, they remastered it and put it in theaters, and I'm like 9 years old, like okay. And then the fight happens, and then I'm excited, and now I'm sitting here for fucking ever again. Like this, I mean, they're kamikazing, they're killing themselves to just smash their fighter jet.
The
Space jet
the
into-
ending was the best. The
Oh, how
last
it was,
5
that's how they
minutes
got
of
the fucking
Oh my
thing for
God.
the Death Star. And now I'm like, boom,
Boom.
there it is. There it is. Great fucking movie. All the other ones,
I'm a little shocked
Yeah,
how
alright.
people don't like Star Wars though,
I
because
like
it's
it.
like
I'm a Stargate kind of guy.
I was never in like Star Trek. I'm not gonna lie, I never was into anything Star Trek. But when it came to Star Wars, like I remember like my dad putting it on, and I was like, I was always attracted to like fantasy stuff like that. Like it's just like, wow, that's pretty cool. And then that creatures, whenever I seen creatures, that immediately like pulled me in. Like I was like hooked. I was like, yep, I'm watching this. I don't even care what it's about. It's creatures, you know. Like, and I think that's what like draws me
And
big time
ghoulies.
in Harry Potter because I love all, especially Fantastic Beasts. Oh my gosh, and don't get me started there. If you guys see my collection of Harry Potter, you guys, like I'm not exaggerating. It's lots and lots of collectibles. And my favorite is Predator. I have figures of
right
him
on.
everywhere. I love the Predator, which I still believe that there is a Predator in real life. Like I think
there's a lot of
really-
sexual predators, so.
Oh, yeah. Well, we don't want those, okay?
But I think it's just a genre. You know, it's all sci-fi. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't want to see sci-fi, and
I like it.
and or even if they do, just like politics, they want to be in. Oh, I'm just strictly Harry Potter. I'm just strictly Star Wars.
Mm.
You know, they don't want to venture out and God forbid go watch Star
Enjoy
Trek or
something else.
Right.
Yeah.
They just, I'm hardcore this or that. You know, there's very few that venture out and go, yeah, I like Star Wars. I don't like Harry Potter or whatever.
See that, and I know I always, when people do the Star Wars versus Star Trek, those are the two that always pop out, and I'm
Yeah.
like in the back being like Stargate. I'm like, come on,
Yeah, I
guys,
probably
Richard
would've
Dean
watched
Anderson. He was
And-
MacGyver.
And you're a big movie guy. You're a big movie guy.
Oh, huge. And this was a good series, but it was like tied into the ancient astronaut theory. Like how they said the aliens
I
came
remember
down
that.
and built the pyramids and whatever and implanted us on this
Yeah.
planet, very in
A lot of it makes
Scientology
you
field.
think, too.
Right.
You're like, wait a
But the
second.
premise is that the U.S. Air Force basically discovers this ring with all
Yeah.
these glyphs on it in Cheyenne Mountain.
Halo.
Like that's yeah, they have it right. And then somehow they manage to like get it to work, and when it turns on, it's basically a secure
Yeah.
wormhole just step through and it's put you somewhere else in the galaxy. And then when they come out, it's like all these crazy aliens that have like the insignias on their foreheads, but they all are from all different religions all the religions that are on Earth, like all these aliens are based on the different religions and the different gods of those religions, and it really was them kind of thing. It fucking blew my mind.
Yeah.
Love it, fantastic series.
Well, now I don't have to watch it, so
Some
I'm okay.
cheesy effects, but it's great.
You just gave everything away.
Did you have anything else for gaming or anything?
For gaming.
Not really. Not really for gaming.
I pressed the button.
How do you feel about like the state of gaming, like how video games are currently? For instance, like, and Tyler will back me up on this because he's made it very clear his frustrations on the current gaming. I feel like there's just a lack of creativity, a lack of good games. Now, granted, Destiny 2, I know that's your game, and they've done a good job, but it's not pulling like Call of Duty or Battle. You know what I mean? Like, not saying it's a horrible game.
For that, but that's a lot of things. People don't do the lore of it. They don't, they don't watch and read everything, and that's what sucks because the story mode, it's not for everybody. Not everybody wants to sit there and be like, okay, let me read all this and let me go find all these things. I'm the one that loves to just do it all, collect it, do what I got to do and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, what I feel especially from starting as a kid, the little me that I was starting out as a gamer, I remember the first time sitting there. Blowing on it,
That's where they told you not to do that. Apparently, I'm like, that's always the fix.
Yeah,
or the
quick fix every time.
Or the disc. And if you had to scratch, I had to get the alcohol with the little Q-tip, rub it around, blow it, wave it in the air 5 times, and rub it with the I did all that shit.
Doesn't know anything
I had this fucking paddle boat mechanism thing where basically it was like the shape of a gun, but it had this big wheel on it, and the wheel had a very soft material on the wheel, and you click this button and it opens down, and it's the same shape as the CD. So you put it spritz it, close it, crank it till it goes all the way around.
I did it by hand, baby, by hand.
I mean, at first I used to do it by hand. I just go, yeah, let's play. And then
when I had the first PlayStation, I'm like. And what's going on? Pop it open. What's going on? Pop it open.
It wasn't on PS2, especially when I was trying to fix a game. It wasn't until the level of anxiety I would experience before shows up. Like Sony Computer Entertainment America presents, and it's taking you through with all the cubes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on. Otherwise, then it's a fucking error. But the second it goes. PS2, I'm like, yeah, I'm a fucking hero.
And Xbox, the original Xbox, I had both.
Play.
Yes.
I had both, so I know the PS2, but the original Xbox, it would just freeze the Xbox logo. No. And then you had to wait for 10 seconds, and you're like, okay, am I going to play, or do I need to restart?
Right.
There was that 10 seconds, and you're like, oh, shit, oh, God. So
that was a PlayStation all the way. I never touched Xbox unless I was at a friend's house, and I'm like, are you going to force me to touch this?
Yeah, I mean my
is
biggest thing is it's just a lot of inconsistency. They rush a lot of shit. They push out unfinished games, and even when they make the last Call of Duty they just made, they made fucking almost $1 trillion off that shit, and it's still unfinished. They're still fixing just basic shit.
Yeah.
And then then we're like, oh, and then they go, oh, well, we're gonna now go back to making Call of Duty every 2 years. Now they're like, oh, we're gonna go back to making it every year.
Yeah, psych. We're coming out with something else.
And then if you bitch about it, it's just now because the younger kids are just like, you just have to accept it. No, why? Why do I have to accept this?
You're the consumer. The only thing that you can do as a consumer that actually works, unfortunately, because it never fucking ends up sticking because people have short memories or they just want what they want, is boycott. If you don't pay for it, then it's like, oh, fuck, you're hitting me in my wallet kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, that used to kind of work. Now, it's sort of like you still kind of feel left out because everybody got it anyway.
Yeah.
Not really.
No?
What game has been ever boycotted? What game?
Oh, I'm just saying in general, products. You don't have to buy something, but I'm like, but it doesn't really seem to work anymore.
No.
It doesn't seem to work. I think the last boycott that worked was like of the buses, like in the 50s, like
Yeah.
or whatever. Like that was probably the last one that worked. But it's effective. We don't do that anymore. We can get mad at a company, whether it's for producing a shitty game or say people that get mad at Chick-fil-A for anti-gay views. Well, you know what? Guess what? There were plenty of times where I was hanging out with somebody that also was gay, and I had Chick-fil-A, and he's making jokes. So you like your hate chicken? I was like, yeah, it's pretty fucking good. He's like, can I have some hate fries? I'm like, yes, you can. You fucking love it. You
Yeah.
can't help it, even though you want to buy. God damn it, it's good.
Yeah.
But these products that are coming out aren't finished and aren't good, but we're still doing it.
Yeah.
It's really weird. I'm guilty of it too. I don't know what to say about that besides, like, I'm programmed to just want the next Call of Duty. Although we held back on Vanguard.
Yeah,
We'll
we
say
didn't buy.
that.
But
We didn't buy that.
But and you know, I'll say this, like for me for gaming, like it's not that I'm so much enjoying it. It's like it's something that's a mental thing for me because I'm doing like a mental workout because like there's stuff that I'm trying to do or just work on. But at the same time as I'm doing that, I am relaxing at the same time while my brain is still working on keeping track of like what things I need to do or things I want to get done or goals
real
or whatever.
life, yeah.
Right. So that's kind of like how I look at gaming now because I'm kind of like you. I mean, recently there just hasn't been like a game like how you used to love when we were kids.
Yeah.
Like when we were kids, I mean,
Couldn't wait to
there was fucking
Green
bang.
Army Men was a great game when you had to beat all the tan army men. It was the green
I remember
ones
that.
versus the yellow ones.
I remember
and,
that.
Dude, that game was intense.
The best game, and I showed him a clip, and I'll even show you if you've never heard of it. Conquer Live and Reloaded.
Conquer.
Have you ever heard of that game?
It
It is a World War. Is it one, right? World War One or
World
two?
War II.
World
the
War
opening
II
scene.
base.
Have you seen Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally that opening scene. But go ahead and describe
It's
it.
squirrels versus teddy bears, and it is bloodier than Saving
It's the
Private
same
Ryan.
thing.
Really?
Like they're
Swear to
coming in
God.
on the boat. He's like 30 seconds, and then it opens.
gonna-
They're like
I'm gonna
dying
show
in the
you.
water. I'm
Yeah,
like
I've
Jesus.
I've never
That's
seen
it.
that.
That show
I
explained
was
what I was saying.
imagining him
Yeah.
at like 7 years old, being like,
Yeah, I was.
Get on this shit.
I thought that was the
That is
fucking
my
funniest
own
shit
show.
I've ever played in my life. I thought it was hilarious.
I will say, and Travis Franklin showed me this game. He had to calm me down because I had ingested some things that were making my mind go woo. And he's like, I got the perfect thing. And it was a game called Katamari Damacy. Now, if you've ever heard of this game, you start off as a little teeny person on a desk. And you have a ball.
Oh my god, I know what you're fucking
Right?
talking about.
And the
dude.
ball is called a Katamari. And you start to roll. And it's kind of like that game with the fish where you're a small fish, but there's
Yeah.
smaller fish and bigger fish. You can't eat the bigger fish, but you can eat the smaller fish to get bigger.
Yeah.
Same thing with the ball. Like, boom, you'll bump into this microphone. Okay, let me pick up a paper clip and let me pick up a thumbtack, and then you get bigger and bigger and bigger until all of a sudden you're picking up people and a
Yeah.
house and a car and the world, and it was insane. And I was out of my mind, just like,
That he was.
whoa! I think it was nuts.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Thank you, Travis. He saved me that night. I needed some help.
Beautiful.
I was really,
Yeah.
And you still kind of
Oh,
do,
wow.
so it hasn't changed. So
So something on what he was saying, so like an insight of me gaming, is a lot of it. So obviously my biggest turn, like when I started in 2014, was actually my ex getting me into games. I didn't play games in my 20s. I completely, I was focusing on other things, obviously going out and partying because that was, what
it's a 20s. yeah.
20s did. And then when I met him, first starting dating him, he was like, "Do you like games?" And I was like, "Yeah, I used to play games all the time." And I'm
Well,
thinking,
that'd be a red flag. What kind of games we fucking playing, bro?
she's already in bed with handcuffed on the
I
bed
got
frame.
games, bro.
I'm ready to play, and he's got the controller. No, I meant like PlayStation,
But
bro.
I played.
Put that away.
So he pulled out, and he had some games that he played in.
He had a great pull-out game.
Yeah. It's like, watch what I got for you right here. But Uncharted was the game
Okay,
that he
yeah.
pulled out, And at first, like, I felt so stupid because, like, here I am, like, saying, like, dude, I've always played games. I mean, obviously, not every game in the world, but,
Right.
you
The
know,
mechanics
since I
of that
was,
game,
I've always
yeah.
played games, you know, like, I just always love, oh my gosh, I mean, I could sit here and just tell you, like, every game that I just love. But, I mean, obviously, it's all old school games, you know, because this was when I was, like, younger and stuff. So, like, I told him, I was like, yeah, I play all the time. And I literally get on there and I'm like, oh my gosh, what the hell is going on?
dead.
Because
Did he get pissed off and smack the controller?
No,
How
so-
dare you?
he laughed at me mostly because, and I didn't know this, but the whole time that I'm gaming, I'm like, and
Sticking
like
your
I
tongue
make all
out?
these, yeah, I make all these faces, and he's dying laughing. He's like, you're gonna bite your tongue off, and I'm like, I didn't even know, like, because I'm not paying attention to it. But once we got into like playing that, I was like, oh, dude, you know, I want to get better, and like that was like, because I'm always competitive. Like I want to get better. I want to learn it. I want to do it. So then he was like, hey, there's a game coming out, and it's called Destiny. You want to play? And I'm like, this is cool because it's like a couple thing that we can do.
Yeah.
That would be fucking awesome,
So
dude. If
we
I'm in
have-
the one, the room here, and you're in the room there, we're on the same
And,
squad
and
kind of
to
thing.
hear
like,
that it's
that'd
a
be-
10-year game, it was like an automatic goal. Like, this is a
Yeah.
couple gaming thing, and I loved it. I was like, yes, like, I want to do this with you, you know? And when I did it, you know, obviously me and him were together. We were only together for 4 years. After that, like, split, I almost just quit games. I was like, because I didn't want anything, you know, to remind me of him and stuff like that. But instead of just quitting, I turned around and was like, fuck this. I'm going to make my own clan. You know, like, I'm going to do my own
We
thing
were
because
just talking about something
he
like that. Go
literally
ahead.
probably, honestly, the way he is, he probably was like, she ain't gonna get anywhere. You know what I'm saying? But I turned around and I showed him up, and I wind up making my own
It's
clan.
my fucking game.
And like, you know, I have Discord, and I've got all these people and stuff like that, and I literally built a community, which is like a family and stuff like that. And he stalks my shit, by the way. I know he does because he'll be like, yeah,
Hi.
and he'll be like, you know, he'll just stalk my shit and be like, oh, your character looks stupid. Oh, thanks for looking. You know what I'm saying? But what
It's
I'm
so
like,
fucking petty. I mean,
I know,
really,
it
dude.
It really
What the-
is.
FYI, he's narcissistic as fuck. But, so the biggest thing is, like, now, like, right at this point right now, it's like you guys ask me, why do you game, like, right now at 35 years old? Like, why do you do it? And honestly, is there's points that I literally I've taken breaks with, especially this year and last year. I've gone like 2 months not playing, not even like looking at my,
I feel that.
yeah, not looking at my controller. But the biggest reason why I jump onto games is not so much because I'm like, oh, I gotta finish this mission. Oh, I gotta do this quest, or oh, you know, this or that. Like, my biggest thing is I feel like it's an escape world for me, and I feel like when I'm having a bad day, I know I can literally go online and I can just hit up people that are literally close to me that are not technically close to me. You know, so it's like, and it's these people literally, there's definitely a group of them that know me so well that literally if I, you know, I'm not trying to get super emotional here, but if I cried that day, I could get on there and they could tell that I was upset.
Right.
Like,
You
they
can
just
already
know, they're like, dang, she must have
It's
had a
like
bad
him with me.
day.
It's what's wrong.
Yeah,
What-
you know.
you already
But
know.
It means a lot to be able to, like, escape into a whole. It's like you're leaving this reality to jump into another reality, and you're literally escaping. Like, for me, like, if I'm battling depression, I get on there, and you know, and what's the biggest thing? Like, you know, if you battle depression, if you don't get your mind to focus on something else, you're literally just stuck in this warp. So if I go into the gaming world, I'm literally focused, and if I'm sitting there laughing, even if it's like, die, you know, but I'm laughing because I'm talking and we're all hanging out and stuff. So it's like the biggest thing for me today is it's an escape route for me, not only just enjoying the game, but to also just feel like mental, like you said, it's like a mental thing. Like I just, you know.
I gotta try that approach because I'm awful at that. If I've had a bad day and I try to hop on, it has now gotten worse.
But if you're
I'm just
not
getting
playing
smoked.
with people, though, that's the
Well,
thing.
I mean,
like,
I'm playing with, like, a lot of times I'll just sit in the lobby. Like, I had a great time last time. We were just in the lobby. He
Yeah.
was playing. I was just
but it's
in
just
the lobby.
Their chat.
That was
somebody.
nice. I don't know what it's the fucking game. It's infuriating.
Yeah.
I can't do what he does. Like how somehow he can it's meditation.
Yeah.
He's left the front of his mind with a mundane task, and the rest of his mind's wandering.
Yeah.
He's off in La La Land. I am in the fucking trenches. I just lost my buddy. I don't know what's gonna happen. I've got pieces of brain matter. You know what I mean?
He's having audio issues.
I'm
His
in
controller
there.
6 jam. He wants to fucking burn
Right?
everything.
I totally get why J.R.R. Tolkien could write Lord of the Rings in the trench, during a war, because that would have been me. I'm like, fuck this. I'm gonna fucking actually get lost in something else. This is ass.
But
Can't do it.
as she was saying,
I suck at it.
how you're getting lost in that world. I mean, that's why virtual reality is becoming so huge, and that's why the Matrix idea is becoming more and more popular, because people either don't like their life for any reason, or don't have control of it or anything. And listen, I could just put on these VR goggles and be whatever the fuck I want and live my life like that. And I think eventually we're going to go down that route to where that's what's going to be. And they made movies about that and stuff like that, but I think there's a continuous appetite for that.
Yeah.
Because if you look out in the real world, it's a fucking clown show. I mean, look who's fucking running our country.
Yeah.
It's a clown show.
He doesn't even speak like a toddler can do that.
He's lost in the sauce. Like, he's fucking out to lunch. He's out to lunch.
Yeah, he
I'm
is.
sorry. He's a
Yeah.
fucking.
Oh, I'm the president.
We hold these truths to be.
Shut
You
up,
know the
I'm
thing.
under
You know the
pressure.
thing.
And
Come
the,
on,
and,
Jack.
the, and the vice president's even worse. She laughs like
Oh
a
my
hyena
gosh.
9
Oh
out of
my
10
gosh.
times. But listen, we're not trying to get
They're
political.
all
We're not
awful.
trying to get political.
That's
here,
another.
Everyone.
But
Yeah.
when you just see like shit like that, that's why gaming is still so popular.
Yeah.
Even the shittiest games will still be, even Vanguard, how shitty we thought that game was, Call of Duty Vanguard, it still made, it was the best selling game that year. Still. Because there's still an appetite for that.
Right.
And there's so much emotion, and now people make careers out of it. They invest money in, PCs or controllers or fucking setups and all this other shit. Like,
Shit, Courage JD was selling mouse pads. Just had his logo on it.
Yeah.
well, not
Mouse
just,
pads.
but look at that.
Making
They
money.
have legit
He's smart.
leagues. They
Yeah.
have legit gaming leagues now.
Yeah.
That there's teams.
Esports.
That there's teams. There's marketing, advertising. I mean, So I think it's
you're
gonna be
leaving this, and it's just jumping in, like knowing that you have another route. Like I'm not gonna put the name out there, but there is somebody that I literally played maybe like a good 8 months with, and I could tell something was wrong. You don't see this person face to face, but I knew something was wrong, and I was just very open, and I was like, look, I said, if you ever feel like you have to escape from something, I said, you need someone to talk to. I said, he was all the way in the UK, and I'm like, I know if you don't feel like you got somebody there to talk to, I said, but if you're in here and you feel like you're alone and you just need someone to talk to, I was like, just hit me up. Just hit me up. I had no idea that before, like, right around that time, he was thinking about committing suicide. And it was really sad because when he opened up, he was like, you guys have no idea, like, you guys pretty much saved me from being here, because he felt so alone in the outside world and just things that he was going through. But for him to just be able, and he literally said just being able to come, he didn't even care about playing the game. He didn't.
He just
wanted
wanted
to feel like he
I'm with
mattered.
my- with
to
my
somebody,
buddies,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like somebody to talk to and stuff like that. So, I mean, everybody's got their own deal with gaming. Like some people are just straight up this, that. But like me generally, like right now at this point is I just truly enjoy, like if I'm having like one of those days, I just like just hopping right on and just knowing like I got my friends to talk to, and they pull me out of it. They really do, because it's just like I realize like, yo man, like I just needed to kind of like wake up at a point. Like, yeah, it's nice, and they don't even half the time. I tell you what, half of them, there's only like selected few that literally know, because I talk to them like on the phone and stuff. But other than that, the other ones have no idea like how low.
The extra.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they don't
that's-
know. Like
yeah.
they just think, oh, Bella's coming on.
Right.
They don't know. They don't know what's really going on, because I'm not here to like. I don't want to, for sake, to, like make somebody else like, oh gosh, she's.
But let me
depressed,
drag
or-
you down
Yeah,
with me here
know
for
what
a
I'm saying?
second.
Like,
Yeah, no, that's.
don't wanna-
I isolate because
Yeah.
that's how I feel I come off to people.
But people shouldn't do that.
I know.
That's the biggest thing
I
is
know.
like, You know, because there's gonna be people out there that don't care, and maybe they've never experienced what it's like to be depressed like that, especially in a gaming world or whatever, because they're just so focused on like we gotta kill this and we gotta do this, or
You just step your game up,
Yeah.
bud. Be like, I'm really trying
You
not
suck.
to die in real
you
life
know.
right
But
now.
then that's another thing also is you don't want to be in that type of atmosphere when
Yeah, you
you're
can
playing
take-
and
yeah.
somebody's going, "You fucking suck, man! Like, what are you doing?" You don't want to hear that because all of a sudden you're like, "Fuck, what am I doing? What am I doing?" You know.
Well,
So it's
you're
like
right.
you,
I
you
do suck.
literally
I
have
agree.
to like stick yourself with people. Like if you're gonna enjoy a game, like and you really want to go that route, stick with people that you know are not gonna literally mentally put you down. Like, you know, just enjoying the game and playing with people and just having a good time. And that's
It's true.
that's
I
pretty
hate
much
playing
it.
solitaire alone. Can't stand
It's so funny, yeah.
it. What's your sign, man?
Mine?
Yeah.
I'm a Gemini. I got.
What's that mean?
What month is that?
It's June.
June. Okay,
Yeah, so
I
it
don't-
goes
I don't-
May
I don't fucking know.
21st to June 21st.
So okay, so that means
And we get a lot of bad rap. Like Geminis, like literally, if I say I'm a Gemini, somebody's like, ooh, like it's bad. And I'm gonna be real, okay? It's true. We have a good and a bad side. It is like because I just.
so we all. My cat has a good and a bad side.
I'm just waiting to see who wants to ask the question first. Who wants to ask the question? Whether, because I don't know if you want me to go first or you want to go first.
I'll sum it up. Okay, my level of atheism doesn't, and I've explained this before, it does not stop at organized religion. Whether it's the horseshoe, the four-leaf clover, the wishing
He
well, the
shits on everything,
zodiac.
is what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I think it's all nonsense. Pick whatever, I think it's your belief because you are made of the stuff of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
You are doing
Energy.
it. You are,
So like
you are,
manifestation,
right.
Yeah.
To a degree. You got to put that, and then like Will always says, you also, that needs to begin that way, but you need to put the work in. Otherwise, you can't just sit there and like, I'm just going to manifest fucking $1 million. Poof,
Well, that's
and
how
here
I
it comes.
also was making all that. How everybody was like, "How are you getting all this money from Hard Rock?" I legit manifest it all, and that's no bullshit. And I've had
You
proof
gotta
of it
play.
because I
If you
brought
don't play,
people
you
that
can't win, kind
my
of
friend
thing.
didn't believe me, and I said, I'm gonna show you. I'm legit gonna show you what I do because he's like, I don't believe it. And I said, before we even got there, I said, I'm gonna have tickets, and they're gonna be for this much amount, blah blah blah. I said, I mentally put it there. Boom.
Yeah, you
there
have
it
been
is.
crushing at the fucking
And
casino. I've seen the pictures. She just
I
gets a
told
scratch
him-
off, and she's like, "Oh, look, I just fucking
Yeah,
won."
$700.
Yeah.
But the thing is because technically we're all energy. This is just a vessel that
Right.
we're in. So we are energy. So what I told him, I said, when I go out there, I've learned to understand that energy. And when I go out to the Hard Rock, I can literally walk past machines and feel the energy from it. And it's a weird thing because, like, if you don't understand that level, you just walk by the machine. You're like, it's a fucking machine. But when your mind is open and you literally are, like, awakened from it, you start realizing that the world is a lot different. And you can't just tell people because a lot of people are closed-minded. A lot of people are like, I gotta see it to believe it type fucking thing, which is probably you. So, like, the thing is, like, but when your mind, or like they say, like, third eye, when it's, like, completely open, you start realizing that you literally can do whatever the hell you want. Like, if you really want something, it's going to happen because you are really putting it there to make it happen. So when I go out there and I showed him, I said, watch. I sat, and I shit you not, I will literally tag him in this. He will literally comment in there. He will put it on here. I brought him out. I hit every machine that I said this one's going to hit, and I won hundreds and hundreds of dollars on every machine I sat at.
Now, is this a skill that Geminis possess?
No. it's
Okay,
not.
I was just
It's
wondering
a
how that's
Gemini.
the zodiac.
Yeah.
All right, let me.
It's
I'm
not. It's
paraphrasing the joke, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
Ron on Hirschberg had a joke about the zodiac, and he goes, let me put it to you like this: Mr. Rogers and Hitler, both Aquarius, two very different people. Okay, I don't deal with all that. Like, I don't think that the zodiac.
I don't think it. I mean, I think each zodiac
Just
has
encapsulates
traits. Yeah,
you.
like there's certain.
But I
things,
can find
yeah,
the traits in a Taurus that
Yeah.
relate to me. I can
I
find
don't
the
really
traits
go
in a
on- it's
Sagittarius
how-
that can relate
how
to me.
people
I can
are,
find
like,
the yeah.
raised, and then it's like for me, like obviously.
But
me
did you look
10
up your
years
star
ago-
chart?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Let me do it for you.
But
Let me
I'm
put a
not gonna-
crystal up my
I'm not gonna
ass,
lie.
and let's get to work.
I do like try to
Oh.
match and see if like I match with people, but you know,
Okay.
it is what it is on that.
All right.
That's like a girly.
You know
thing.
what my
That's
sign
a
is? Guess what
girly
my
thing.
sign is then.
I don't even know your fucking
Pisces.
sign.
Nope.
Damn it. I don't know.
Wait, what? When were you fucking born? Hold on.
You should know.
Oh god. Look, I don't even know what the
The
fuck.
name of it's actually quite fitting. Cancer.
That is you're
July
right behind
4th,
me.
right?
I am a
Is it
Cancer.
July 4th?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right
Okay. I
behind
did
me.
fucking. I know. I remembered the month. I just don't know what fucking thing that was. Cancer. All right. This is a
Lizzie
great
remembers the month.
segue into relationships. But before I go, I just want to comment on your whole take on zodiac signs. I kind of look at it like religion. Okay. I respect it, even though I don't maybe fully agree with it. I do agree with some of it. Like I can see, like, you know, when it tells you like your zodiac sign and you look up like it describes you. Like I'm a Leo, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll read it and I'll be like, yeah, I can see that. So I get that there's an allure to it. What I kind of to me what like drives me off to like, okay, I'm uninterested is like when they go too crazy about it. So how I say like with the church people, right? You want to go to church and all that shit, that's fine. But when you're going every Wednesday, every Sunday, everything's a Bible verse, everything you're pressing God down to it. I'm looking at you like, like
relax, dude. Like it's
well, not just that, but I'm like, what's really going on with you? Like,
you have enveloped
But-
yourself in this mindset because it just is everything.
right,
now,
and it's just like it becomes too much, and so it's just like if everything, now I'm not saying you, but I'm saying like there's plenty of women that I've had interaction with and stuff that everything is, life is based off of zodiac signs and auroras, and you know, oh, when the moon's hit this, I can do this, and like then it gets like too like. It controls your
overwhelming,
life,
yeah.
It's so
and
funny
it's
he
like
says
it's
that,
like
though.
fuck, man. Like,
Because
Is that something a Leo would say?
No. It's funny because legit, when I started learning from my friend about manifestation, there's like things that I'm still learning. That
What
I'm
about
like,
womanifestation? This is bullshit. No,
but she's right about that because
But there is certain, I don't know how it's possible, but I have noticed, especially on like full moons for me, it tends to draw out more of my openness to feel the energy. I don't know if it's something like, because you know how like they say when the moon,
I feel like I'm more awake.
like if the moon was far away or if it came closer, we'd be fucked because the water would be all.
Yeah.
There's something about the energy, not so much of like, oh, this and that. Everything is energy, like legit. Like to move anything, I mean, everything that we do is energy. So it's like when you start feeling it, it's and it's hard for me to explain because if you guys haven't experienced
No,
it,
I think of like the
you know-
one in like the Matrix, Neo.
Yeah,
You once you realize the world is
Yeah.
an illusion and you are a part, you're all one big computer thing. You
it's
can
pretty much
manifest and
Yeah.
manipulate it to your will.
But
and the Matrix,
there
I'll
is
tell you
no
what, they
spoon.
nailed that because it literally, I mean, I don't know what everybody believes, but obviously I experienced things in my life, but I legit am not, okay, so a good example that made me go, not only are movies really throwing it out there, but with Ryan Reynolds, the movie that he just did with, it's like a computer-based movie. My daughter loves this movie. I'm so bad at like remembering stuff, it's embarrassing, but
Cocaine Bear?
Nice.
That was not the movie.
I feel so stupid. I feel like somebody's gonna be like, "Yo, it was this movie." Hello, but
happens.
okay, so basically, he is in this world, and he's a banker, free guy. That's what it was.
Oh,
so,
I didn't see that. No.
Okay, so he
No.
literally
It
every
looked
day
like
does the same
Crazy
thing.
shit going on around him,
This
and he's
is
just
the
like,
thing,
hey.
though. But whoever made that, I feel like it's going, "Yo, this is something that's probably legit," because he wakes up every day, 9 to 5, thinking that, hey, I gotta go to work. This is my life. This is what I need to do. I'm gonna be a banker every day. Blah 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 blah. I'm gonna say these things every day because this is what I do every day. And then come to find out, this player in the game, because it's technically a game, and they come down to say, hey, this world you're living in is not real. And it's all
It's all
coming to an end.
simulation.
Yeah, and he thought it was real because he's like, no, this is real. I'm real.
It's like
But then
ChatGPT.
when he started realizing, holy shit, this is all fake.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what if we like realize like this whole fucking world is fake? You know what I'm
what's
saying?
that gonna? What did Bill Hicks used to say? Like, what's that gonna do for the economy and all those people when we find out we're all one? It's gonna fuck up the economy. That's fake anyway.
Like, you know, we're like a bunch of fucking ants. You know, like the government's never gonna tell you the truth.
Oh,
and
of course
shit.
not.
You know, my
Yeah.
dad was in the Air Force. He literally seen aliens, and they said,
Thank
You
you.
didn't see shit.
I've seen shit, and I
Yeah.
wasn't in the Air Force, but
Yeah.
but I'm not a credible source. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone like that
Yeah.
is credible.
But they
and
told
they're
him to
right.
shut up. They're
Don't
like, "You
fucking
didn't see
talk
nothing."
about it.
Yeah,
I know,
you didn't
man.
see nothing. He's like, I know what to say. No, you didn't. And they kill people.
Right.
I don't. They do. They literally will off you if you talk too much.
So does the Clintons, and
Yeah.
you know, whatever.
They might be, but to sum up the Zodiac thing, and I forget who said it, but like how you said it, Will, that it's a lot of, because I've had that as well. Like, are we compatible just based on
Yeah.
the sign? It's so funny because a lot of those people are the ones that claim to be very open-minded and claim to be like, everybody can be what they want kind of thing. Like, you can be a woman if you want to be, Will.
I'm a
Don't worry
princess,
about
actually.
it. You can do this if you want to be. But if you're a fucking Scorpio, you are it's because you can't change that. Ever. That is it. You are that forever, and you are like that because you are that. And I'm like,
I
oh,
don't
that's
believe
weird.
in that. Like, I think that's wrong because people grow every day. And like I said, 10, 15 years ago, I was not the same person. And
Like I said, you
people-
mentioned you're Gemini, and
Yeah,
people are like,
people
okay.
But I get
like,
that all the time. People are like,
thanks,
oh, you're
dude.
a Gemini, and I'm like, what the fuck does that? And I'm like, yeah, but I'm a good person. That
Right.
doesn't mean I'm like a psychopath. But that's what they think because people hear, oh, Geminis, they're fucking crazy. That's not true. Everybody's crazy,
Yeah,
and
thank
anybody
you.
can be crazy. If you piss them off the wrong way, they're fucking crazy.
So,
That doesn't mean nothing.
So let me ask you this: when you are in the dating world and you're looking at potential, partners or whatever, are you looking at their sign and are you like, if they're a Cancer, let's just say, you're like, we're not compatible, sorry. Even if they check potentially all other boxes, is that something that
I don't do that now, but 10, 20 years ago, whatever, when I first started, of course.
It
Because
had
I was
some
like,
influence,
that was
yeah.
obviously like something that was big and open. But I don't sit there today and I'm like, I might like, if they're like, what I do now is if they go, oh, I'm a Leo. I just go and I just want to see what like a Leo is about because there are certain traits that might be something in there that's something you might do or something, but I don't sit there and go, oh, this is the Google saying you guys will not fucking last. That's not true because you don't know who that person really is. You can't just go off of a sign and be like, yeah, he's with that group and that group's going to stay right there. And because I wouldn't be able to do that. That's not fair to somebody because you could be a whole different type of somebody just because you're a Leo. Let's be technical. Going off based off of me,
Mhm.
I have lived more lives than this. Okay, so I'm not a fucking just a Gemini.
She's
know
a
what I'm
cat.
saying? Yeah, I've had lots of lives. So I don't believe all that shit. I don't think like somebody should be categorized like, oh no, you're a Gemini, you're a crazy bitch. I don't want nothing to do. And I've had guys do that. I've legit once they found out I was a
Guys
Gemini.
doing that?
Yeah, they.
Fellas.
But it's
Come
not.
on.
There's
But,
guys out there.
but hold on, it's not so much a category. It's more of a
Stereotype.
weird
Yeah.
preference.
Definitely.
For instance, right?
I've met loads of Virgos that have been absolute whores.
But
Let me put it that way.
okay, but what I'm saying is, but what I'm
Virgo
saying,
the Virgin?
Right.
Right.
but it's just a
Sure.
preference. For instance, women are like, listen, I cannot date a guy shorter than me, right?
Okay.
Regardless, you can call that for it, but it's just another preference. So
Yeah.
even though as ridiculous as you may think a zodiac sign is or whatever, it's really just another
It's another form of
personal
preference.
Yeah.
preference. Like, are you?
I'm glad you used the word preference
that
when
is,
it comes
yeah.
to that because there's so much, ready to say you're this phobic, that phobic, whatever. It's
Right.
like, no, this is just my
What
preference.
you like.
Right?
It's
Like Ron Swanson said, I like pretty dark-haired ladies and breakfast food. Like,
Yeah,
that's
Right.
his thing.
Like.
That's his thing.
But the flip side of that is you also have to be presentable as well. If you're if you're 600 pounds or 500, whatever, dude, and you're saying fuck all these women, like all women are bitches because they're not getting likes or they're not getting dates or whatever. Oh, they're just fat phobic. Well, you look sloppy, you probably don't dress well, and that says something. It says if you can't take care of your body, how are you going to take care of the household or this or that? How you going to take care of your woman if she's sick? But it's vice versa. Same thing as if are you going to date a fucking crackhead that's living in the streets? No.
Are you going crack?
That's really big that he brought that up, because I'm gonna be honest.
True, though, man.
Is that okay? So here's the thing that I get asked. I've been single for 7 years. And
when a girl starts in
it's real.
unison with
it's
when
real.
oh
Okay,
boy.
this is real. When a woman
I love
does this,
it.
it's real.
Spill the tea.
Okay.
Trust me, because I'm ready.
Okay,
I'm ready
but
for it.
the
Ready.
thing is, I've been single for 7 years. All right, and the biggest thing is that I've gotten from guys, because I've gone on dating sites, I've done all that. There must be something wrong with you. That's why you're single. No, I choose to be single because that's what I choose. All right. Then here comes the other flip side of it. Well, you have people wanting to date you, but why won't you date someone? Okay, but this is what sucks is I've had a lot of men that want to date me, but I don't feel that connection with them. And then they want to say, well,
Well, you're just a bitch
yeah,
or whatever.
something.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, like,
You just ain't it, chief.
I don't want to settle for what, like, if I picture what I want, because really the best thing to do for people, especially in the dating world, and it's no bullshit, because this is what people that do this for a living, that you literally on a piece of paper write down what you would love to have in somebody. And when you literally see that list in somebody and then you come across it, you're like, wow, this person really like is what I like. Once you realize what you want, then you don't want to settle for less, because it's there. Like for me, for instance,
I can't fuck you though. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, that's fine. I don't want
I'm
that.
sorry.
I'm
I can't.
It's gonna
And
hurt.
It's
I
serious.
don't want
I've always
that.
just jumped in relationships just because I felt like I had to be in a relationship.
Right.
And then when I realized,
You're just
I need-
shoving someone into your life because
Yeah.
that's the way society.
and then when I
thinks
realized like
should
I don't
be.
need anybody, and then I'm like, okay, what do I really want in somebody? I want somebody funny. I want somebody that's taller than me. I don't want somebody that's like 4 foot, but that's when you start realizing what you want in somebody. But then you get like, so like for me, like I'm always like, how come like the people I want don't want nothing to do with me, but it's people that I don't want everything to do with me. And it's just like, it's not fair in this world, because and it goes for everybody, because it's like,
I think we've all kind of felt that at some point.
but
like,
it's really
like, oh
messed
no,
up. It really is.
Then you feel like a bad person too, especially when it's the other way around. When
Yeah.
someone's like a really nice guy, and he's being really sweet to you all the time, and he's supporting you with everything
Yeah.
that you do, but you're just like not. And then you're like, you start to kind of get that vibe from them, and then that oh shit feeling kind of kicks in, where it's like.
So
Like, now I don't
really,
want to
like,
blow them off, but at the same time, it's like
you
I'm
gotta
a
like
little-
really wake up though, because what I have really focused on these 7 years is when I started to really start dating, like really putting myself out there again, I started to realize like the moment even just going like on a week with somebody, you start going, okay, I'm really bringing this person into my life. And then like the biggest thing for me is like if I don't have a connection with somebody, like if I feel like it's just not there, I will not make somebody, I won't waste anybody's
Right,
time.
yeah.
Like I'm gonna be like, it's just not there for me.
better to be, yeah.
And I don't want to be an asshole, but I don't want to waste your time. Like why are we gonna do that? But you really start waking up and going, oh my gosh, the biggest thing is, can I see myself with this person in 5, 10 years? Can I literally care about this person so much that I would literally not care about my life? Because the biggest thing is why I battle depression is that I lost myself because I cared way too much for somebody else's life and I didn't give a crap about mine. And then I had to wake up and realize, like, I'm not even caring about my own life. This is me. Like, this is what I do every day. Like, nobody's here but me. Like, it's me.
Bro, I feel that so
Yeah,
much.
but you
man.
don't realize it.
I
And
did
then-
that in my early 20s.
Yeah, and then, like, so for me now, it's like dating, like, I really want, like, okay, for instance, this guy, I really, really, like, I feel like a huge connection with him. And I know this is something we want to talk about, but I feel like a huge connection with him, so that's like a plus, right? I'm obviously attracted to him. Yes, that's a plus. And I hate when people are like, oh, it's not always about looks. But there has to be something
Thank you.
level.
I've said that before. Like that,
Yeah.
there's no other reason I walked across the room to go talk to somebody,
like-
or even like tried to
You
attempt
gotta be able to look at
something
them
like
and
that.
feel something. not
Unless
like
I
looking
thought,
at a
yeah.
box. I'm looking at this box and I love this box. No, you want to be so like into them in every way.
I love that you use the word box.
I don't know why I use box.
I know why.
I have a
I love this
box.
box.
I have a box right now that I'm waiting to unload. I got a lot.
Oh, let me get my
lot.
poncho on.
Okay.
I got a lot.
Actually, no,
So-
I'll get my bucket
so-
and a spoon.
I'm gonna start with this. Okay, so you've been single for 7 years now.
Yeah.
Do you think, on a woman's perspective, it's a red flag if a guy's been single for X amount of years?
No. No.
No?
Because I, like, for me personally, maybe to somebody else, but me personally, when I look at it, I'm thinking, okay, this person's just really trying to build themselves, learn themselves, loves themselves, and really just generally want to know who they want. Because if somebody can go single, it just shows they don't need you. But if they have you there, they obviously want you. Because if somebody like me, I don't need anybody. I don't. I can live the rest of my life by myself. Cause you know why? Because I don't have to answer to nobody. I don't have to be like, oh, this is where I was, or what were you doing? Oh, I think you're cheating on me. I don't have to go through that. But if I literally give you my time and energy, and I'm coming over and I'm hanging out, doing whatever, that means
That proves it.
yeah,
Yes.
I'm devoting time into you. Like I'm literally not wasting, but I'm taking my part of my life and literally going, I'm going to put this here and I'm going to start focusing on you. And I'm giving you that. And then that's what's tricky because then you're literally giving somebody, and that's a lot of people in this world. This is what is wrong with this world is people are so quick to jump to somebody else. And they're so quick to cheat and you know, and the biggest thing is like I told my ex straight off, the first thing I told him, I said, if you feel like you don't love me anymore, I said, you feel like you have to cheat, just break up with me.
Right. Yeah,
You know,
why go through all that extra
don't even go behind
insult
my
and
back
pain?
to do that
Yeah.
because it's the worst feeling in the world, and I think everybody should. But today's generation, people don't know how to just stay with one person. They just the moment
that's-
somebody hot comes by, they're like, ooh, yeah.
And it's on both sides.
Yeah.
So I got more that I need to unpack here.
Oh, no.
So the looks argument, right? That is something, but it's different for the genders of what I see. So for instance, when guys get together and they go, I'm talking to a woman, what do you ask? What does she look like?
Hell yeah. What she look like?
Yeah.
However,
Let me see a pic, bro.
when the woman says, I'm seeing a guy,
I know what's gonna come. What? Wait. Before you, I already know. What's the question?
All right, we're
When a
talking-
girlfriend says, I met a guy, what's your first question?
We're talking about what's chilling, but do I really have to say it out loud?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
What are you?
No, because I want to see what you're thinking first. But I kind of
already
feel like I
she's
know.
wrong. Already she's wrong, but I want to
Right, okay then, yes, we're on the, I do know what it is. Yes!
When a group of women, or like if you're with your friends, right, your girlfriends, and she goes, I met a guy, what's the first thing you're asking about him?
The first thing is, if I sat down with my girlfriends, they would just say, is he a good guy? That'd be the first thing they would ask.
No, I was going to say, what does he do?
Yes.
What does
That-
he do?
that-
What's he
it.
do?
That's the,
I think the biggest thing though is we want to know if we have a good guy though. That's like the big thing is
that's later on. But again,
Yeah,
this is
that could
a
yeah.
perspective from a male side that
Yeah.
I see. Women or
more focus on your job career.
that,
Yeah.
Security.
but security. But what can you provide?
Right.
What can you provide? Because, and I don't know how much online dating you do, or have done.
Yeah.
But it's interesting when you sign in as a male, and Tyler didn't know this, but and I
Yes.
myself have been on online dating and on multiple different sites. It asks you on the male side your salary range, which I find very interesting. And there is something to that because we make these arguments about equality and all this other shit, and I'm not saying all men are perfect. Like men have their own fucking
Oh, we're
issues.
terrible. But yeah.
And nowadays there's like a gender war, like men versus women. When all men are trash, all women are like that. That is a thing that's going on as well.
Sadly.
What's everything else?
It's so crazy, so.
But what I see from women is they just want to see what's the most they can get out of a guy, and can he do that sustainably? because they want to be taken care of. They don't want to go out and work.
I've never looked for that in a guy. That's what's crazy is like. But here's the thing, though.
And again, it's
I'm
not
like
everyone.
yeah,
there's
not like
exceptions.
everyone.
There's exceptions to everything.
And
right?
I know there's women out there that are like, oh, does he make it? And I'm gonna be honest, like for me, because where I work and stuff, I in a way feel embarrassed because when I like see somebody have like a really good career or something, I'm
And
like
I've got to
almost
say, well, yes,
embarrassed
I feel the same
to
way.
say it, and I'm like, dang, I don't really have or I don't have a degree and stuff. So like on my end, I feel like, ooh, that's like a big pressure thing for me. But I have never looked at some guy and been like, oh, you don't make enough. But that's just me because of how I was raised. I don't look. Money is, it's to me, it's just nothing.
It can come and
You
go.
know, yeah.
My grandmother on my mother's side told my mom not to marry my father because he doesn't make enough.
Yeah, that's just,
Straight up.
Yeah,
Didn't like him because of that reason.
yeah, that's sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird. And
You're not-
here they
you're not
are,
in love with
over
money.
30 years later,
Yeah.
4 children, still married,
Yeah.
still madly in love with each other. It's
'Cause
a
you love the
sickening,
person.
beautiful story.
Yeah.
Good for you guys, but that doesn't happen anymore.
But
I don't know what it is.
but you
We don't
ha-
live in that same world
No.
anymore.
But you have to
Sad.
see what especially the younger women now are being taught. They want that
Yeah.
Kardashian life. They want
Well,
that.
yeah,
real-
listen to the
they
lyrics
want
in
that-
WAP. I mean, she was talking
Yeah.
about like A1 certified
Yeah.
credit, like all that. If you really listen to it,
They-
besides wet ass pussy,
Yeah,
if you
they-
get past that and actually listen to it, you're like,
But that should
I
be
see what you're
immediate,
getting
like,
at. And she's got her own
They-
shit.
Not
So
even
what do you
waste your
need?
time
Somebody
on
that's
that.
got a ton of money with.
Women today want that Kardashian lifestyle, that Real Housewives style.
Me too. I'm real women.
And again, but how are you going to get that lifestyle? Well, I'm going
Fucking
to
a
be
guy
honest
with
with
a lot
you.
of money.
A lot of people are suffering. There's not a lot of men that are making more. You need to, if you to be successful, really successful in this country, you have to be making more than $400,000 a year.
Yeah.
You have to. And guess how many men are making that? Only 1%. It's a slim number.
Yeah.
So you have all these women that are fighting for that spot.
It's like the seals that have a harem. The big fat elephant seal sits on the top, and all these females, he's got them all.
Yeah.
I honestly though, if that's like something that like immediately comes up in a conversation, I'd be like done. Because if somebody's more worried about what's in my pocket,
Yeah, you don't
you
care
know what
about
I'm
the
saying?
person.
And almost like
That's
the
true.
concept. Have you ever heard like how a guy would go in looking like a bum and go buy a Lamborghini, and the guy would be like, "Oh, get the fuck out of here."
I
But then,
love that
Yeah,
shit.
you
miss
know?
the
And I always
commission,
wanted
yeah.
to do that because it's just like people are so quick to judge somebody, and you're like, you have no idea. Like people like me, they go, "Oh, she works here and she does that," but they don't have any idea that I actually have
Right, is that
stuff.
everything there
You
is
know what
to
I'm
know
saying?
about you?
But I don't waste my time with that because, like, honestly, like, and like how it is all raised, like it's how people are raised today. But like for me, I look at it more as like I'd rather obviously be with somebody that I love. I don't give a shit if they're like, yo, I don't even have a job right now. But it's a team. Like you're together, you work together. If you guys, oh, I want this house, cool. You work it together or do it yourself. Because if you don't want nobody and you're like, this is the life that I want, you're gonna have to do it your fucking self. Because
That's kind of where I'm at right
unless
now.
you hit the lotto and then you're like, cha-ching, But yeah.
That's interesting though about the I'm almost wanting to now like see what is the lowest possible amount of salary.
For what?
Is there a minimum? Like how you said, the guy's got to enter.
Yeah, 0 to 10,000 is the minimum wage.
Damn, I can't like make it like 0 to 1. Like I want to make it something so
You
small.
have
and
to pick it.
I want to see what lot lizards pop up on my feed.
But
You
I've
know what I
never
mean? Just
seen
whoa.
anybody's pay scale. Like when I've gone on the dating things, I've never seen that.
There's a gummer.
Again, I don't know if that's like a premium thing on the ladies' side that they have to see that. But as a man, that there is no, other or no respect. Like you have to pick a choice.
I'm gonna tell you, don't waste your time with females that act like that, because that's a huge red flag. Like out the door.
I'm gonna get into that because I'm gonna get into online dating because there's some shit I will
Yeah.
tell you that I've experienced. So, because I don't do the online dating anymore.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I'm kind of just doing me
I
and.
feel like it's more for hookups than actually
It
meeting
seems
someone.
like that.
Here-
I mean, I have met friends off there that I still talk to this day, and they were really cool people. But it seems like more of like I'm just trying to hook
Look, I
up
feel
with
like
you.
that's what it's really for.
Well, it depends. So that's what Tinder's
Like
for,
it can happen.
right?
Oh,
Okay.
There's people out there that
Right.
really want a relationship.
That actually meet
and it's
people.
But
fun.
here's a new thing that's happening. That's happened. So there was a point when I was on Plenty of Fish. If anybody's heard that,
I've been on
okay,
that.
that's like the okay. So there would be profiles, right, and that they want a relationship and all this other shit. Like your profile was legit, whatever, right? You'd be talking and all that stuff, and then there's always that time when they go, "Oh, do you have a Snapchat?" I guess they want to verify you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you always gotta do
It's
that.
always
Like,
the snap.
Right.
Like,
take a
ugh.
picture with a spoon on your head while wearing a red
Wait,
shirt. Now,
listen,
like you
listen.
won't have that
I
in your
don't
reel.
fall-
Like
I
you
don't-
gotta do it.
I don't fault them because I'd be
So-
doing the same thing. I'd be like, "Are you really talking to
Right,
me?"
Is that an old
seems-
picture like from 20 years ago?
But-
That too, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the twist now. Now, that's how they loop you as a man. And now they're really sending you links to their OnlyFans.
Oh my gosh.
It's
So
like
it's
an only.
pre-advertising for their.
Yeah.
their
And then
shit.
once
Got
you're
it.
friends on Snapchat, then that's all they send you until you remove them as friends. But
Hmm.
they drag you in, pull you in on dating sites like, "Oh yeah, I want a relationship. I'm just looking for a nice guy, all that
I swipe
normal
left
shit."
on them.
And then they
I'm ready for the ones
flip.
that are like, just like you that one day when you just walked into the cooler. I'm working in the cooler with a coworker.
Oh, God.
And he just walks in, busts the flaps open, goes, "Let's all fuck!" Like, I see that on the profile. I'm like, swiping right? Hello.
Well, majority of guys that I've seen on dating sites is fishing. It's like, cool, bro. I like fishing too, but I don't want to see nothing but fishing.
Because you know why? They're being told that's what they need to have.
But
in
here's
there.
another thing, though, that I have realized
He's got a boat?
with guys. Honestly, most guys don't like taking pictures of themselves. They don't. They're not going to sit there and be like, ching, ching, like girls do. Girls are like, gotta get this picture, gotta get this picture. Guys, they're like, yo, I just caught this fish. Like, let's take a picture.
So let me tell you the reason. Because what I'm going to tell you might shock you. Actually, I'm going to be. Women are harsher on men for looks than men are with women. Men will settle a little less for looks if they have a lot of qualities.
Yeah,
We can overlook a lot of shit.
yeah,
We can. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be a size 5.
yeah.
You could be a little overweight, but if you check all the boxes, we're
Yeah.
okay with that. Women, though,
So here's one thing, okay? Because I will tell you, for majority of my life, I felt shallow as fuck because obviously I've always wanted to like get that perfect guy, right? Because I'm like, this is what I'm attracted. This is what I'm attracted. Recently, last year, I was on the Facebook dating site.
beautiful.
Met this guy and seen pictures, blah 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 blah. Met him in person and he was overweight. Like he legit was like 300 pounds, but he had lost weight, so he was like 2 something, but he had like the extra everywhere. And it was the first time in my life that I didn't give a shit about any of that. I didn't care that he had like stretch marks and all this stuff. I mean, I'm not gonna go full detail. I don't think he'll ever watch this. But he was big. And he was the first guy that I actually went for that I didn't give a shit about looks. It was his personality that literally made me like not even see any of that. Like we went to the
I did
beach.
that when I was
I
19.
could literally see people looking like we were
What's
out
she
there.
doing with him?
Yeah, and like when I started kissing them and stuff, like I could see these guys. They're like, what the fuck? And
Yeah. See, when I see something like that, I'm like, fucker's got a
But-
hog.
well,
That's
and-
my
and
boy.
Here's another thing. It wasn't even like about that either. It was strictly.
It was about.
No, it wasn't.
It helped.
wasn't.
Dude's
It
got
helped.
a fucking cannon.
It
I'm
helped.
gonna be honest with you. It was not the best that I had.
Never mind.
But it was strictly just the way that he made me feel, the way I felt comfortable with him. And never have I had that. And that's what made me like, I didn't give a crap that he wasn't like a fucking size 10 or some shit,
Right.
or he didn't have a 6-pack. It really didn't matter. I genuinely loved him for who he was and how he treated me.
Had a
And that's
real
the biggest thing
connection,
is like
yeah.
every woman just wants that attention. Like they just want to feel like they mean something to somebody. And trust me, there's a lot of fake bitches around
Oh,
there.
of course,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? There's
A lot of
tons of
fake-
them. I
yeah.
mean, that like if you literally look at my friends list, yeah, I've got a shitload of guy friends and so many few chicks because I don't fuck with any fake chicks. I can't stand chicks that are like, and I'm like, yeah, I don't do all that. Like, cause I was raised by my dad. My dad raised me since I was 1. He did it all by himself. So I leaned more to men because that's what I was comfortable with was men. I didn't have my mom there all the time and stuff like that. So I am naturally more of like one of the guys, and that's why I fit in. And it sucks because when I say I have more guy friends, I have noticed over the years that people are like, oh, she's got a lot of guy friends. And that goes two different ways.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
yeah, Scott, yeah.
Yeah, and it goes two different ways. It really does.
He's just a
but-
friend. He's just a friend. I'd be, yeah.
I'm gonna say something. Hold on. I'm gonna say something about it. I want.
And that's not fair, but I do have that same reaction where I'm like, yep, yeah, she got a lot of fucking guy friends. Like, isn't that fucking wonderful?
Yeah.
Like,
But it's not even about. It's just because I get along more because so many women are fake and they're dramatizing and oh my god, you were just talking to someone. And it's like shut the fuck up. And it's like I don't want to deal with your bullshit drama. I'm not married. I don't give a fuck.
Women like tearing other women apart.
Yeah.
They get off. They get off on
they
that.
do.
And you can't trust. I can't tell you how many girlfriends I had that tried to get with my man, and that was like one big thing that I was like, I have to cut females off because
Like, that's a bro code like thing, like with guys. Like, even if they break up, like you don't go smash a dude's ex if he's your fucking boy.
You'd
Like,
be
no.
surprised how
You
many-
join in.
does
That's
happen.
about it.
Right.
Join in.
High five, man. Lock eyes.
Yeah.
Eskimo brother.
Before I give you this hot take,
Okay.
I do want to ask you: have you had any of your boyfriends that you ever dated maybe didn't like that you had so many guy friends, or maybe tell you not that they didn't feel comfortable that you were hanging out with them? The online ones are different, but I'm saying like physical
No,
guy
my-
friends that
my
you
ex,
hang
my
on to.
ex literally cut me off from everybody. Even like my one friend that I've known since 14, he's like a brother. He didn't even want me talking to him because he was like, you've known him too long. You know, like he didn't like the bonding that I had with him. Like, and I even said, come over, hang out around him because I had nothing to hide. Like,
Right.
there's nothing there. And I understand, like, of course, and by all means, it's not like he was like this gorgeous freaking guy, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's just the fact of like the fear, especially if they have like, oh god, they've been cheated on before, and they're, you know, and I totally respect, you know, like it's not right to cut off your friends and stuff. It's not, and that is like something that I had to realize. You should never cut off people that are there for you, no matter who comes into your life. And if they immediately say, like, if you got with somebody and they're like, you need to stop talking to him because you can't be doing this, that's a big no. Like that, and that should immediately,
Someone tried.
yeah.
Tried to
well-
put a wedge between us.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, this is something.
I'm really
Sure.
holding it. I'm
He is
holding it.
holding
But
it back. He
that-
doesn't want to blow his
That's
load
an
yet.
immediate red flag. If somebody tries to change anything about your life, that's a
I-
stop.
I had
I
an
can,
ex-
I can agree on
I
that.
had an
I
ex
can
of
agree on
4
that.
years that would scour my social media in a similar fashion.
I get a cramp. Charlie.
I want to.
Yeah.
I want to
She
make
would-
this
she would,
point. She got a cramp
Yeah.
from sitting.
Yeah.
I want
A
everyone
crump.
to know that.
Krampus.
A Krampus.
Yeah.
No, I had an ex of about 4 years that at the very beginning, that was the behavior that she exhibited. And I instead of standing my ground and realizing that it wasn't fair, I would just instead try to
Make her
accommodate,
yeah.
like how you were saying, like I would shed all these little areas of my life until without realizing that the box that I'm living in
Yeah.
that was me was just getting smaller and smaller and
Yep.
smaller and smaller and smaller until there's nowhere for me to move.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's boom, like a powder keg, and then whoa, dude, you need to fucking chill the fuck. Where's this coming from? It's because
Yeah.
I've been holding it all in.
Yeah.
Like I had to delete a ton
I've
of
gotten
women.
rid of my
Right,
stuff.
exactly.
Literally, my
I'm
stuff
like,
I had to throw
She's
out.
gone. I've
Yeah.
had girls that I've worked with that like when her and I would be on and off after a breakup, and then we get back together, and then we break up again, and then get back together, and they straight up walk up to me and be like, "Bro, will you stop deleting me and adding me? Will you stop being a bitch?" And I'm like having to call me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
just sitting there with my tail tucked between me. I'm like, "I know she doesn't like you."
Yeah. See, that's not cool.
Right, I
That's
don't
not.
have that anymore,
Yeah.
but I get what you mean.
But see,
with
but
that.
you've had to go through that.
And then I'm
hopefully
looking at
learn
her
from
stuff.
it.
Now I start to exhibit the same behavior because I'm like, okay, if this is how you really think,
Yeah.
well, let's look at it. Who's he?
Yeah.
Who's he? Who's he? Who's he? Who's he?
And it's all
Oh, you don't
control.
talk to them? What are they there for then?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Just keeping them around for
Yeah.
a rainy fucking day,
So
the
I
same
like-
bullshit you say to me.
So if it like close
It made me
friends, like
toxic.
if you meet somebody and they're like, okay, this is my best friend, this is who I hang out with all the time. You know right off the bat when you're starting that relationship, you already know this is that friend.
Right,
Okay?
they put in the
If
work.
there's somebody that just happens to show up all of a sudden, yeah, that's like, who the hell is this? Because then all of a sudden you're like, I don't know about this person unless it's like a straight up friend. But like for me, like if I was dating a guy and he was like, I have this best friend. Okay, cool. In the back of my mind, I'm going to be like, crap, is this best friend somebody I should be worrying about? Because, like, how close of a best friend is it? Because
That's natural.
people say, oh, this is just my best friend, but before you know it, they're
Right.
fucking married.
I was going to
You
say,
know,
I will say,
I will.
I'm
that
patiently waiting.
some of
bud.
those women that I had to delete, I did already fuck. So, I mean,
Okay.
in fairness, she wasn't wrong all the time.
See, but that's what I'm saying. So, like, I think, like, for me, so
There's
when
a little bit of nuggets of
I get
truth
in a
in there.
relationship, I straight up focus on that relationship, and like I love being there for friends and stuff. But it's a lot of people do it. Like when you get in a relationship, you're so focused on every day. Just hey, we got to do this, we got to do that, and you know it's like you don't want to eliminate everybody from your life, but at the same time you're so focused on your own relationship, and you're just trying to build that. Everything that you're doing together, like if you're, hey, we're gonna go travel, we're gonna go to this amusement park, we're just living life every day together. Obviously, you're
Like
not
a
gonna
best
go,
friend.
yeah, I'm not gonna bring my friend every day and stuff, but I mean, that doesn't mean
Farting
cut
in front of
everybody
each
out.
other. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just yeah.
Sometimes they would watch me go pee. I thought that was weird. They wanted to
Yeah.
watch me pee.
It's a woman
I'm
thing.
not
They
gonna
like that.
lie, I've held my exes as well.
It's a thing. Okay, that's a thing. Okay.
No, it's a thing. They like saying that.
It's
You
just interesting. Like,
you
I'll take care of
standing
you.
up.
waiting for the spigot to start. Like, let's get the water going.
It's fun for us because we don't get one, so we, you know.
Let me give you a hypothetical. Let's just say we're dating,
Okay.
and I go, I have about 20 friends that are all women. How you feeling about that?
I mean, if they're friends, that's the thing. Trust is the biggest thing. If I can trust you and straight up trust you and know like it's just a friend thing, yeah, it doesn't bother me. But like, and see, like again, that's something like if you would have asked me that 10 years ago and you said the same thing, I would have been like, yeah, no.
But can I tell you why, for instance, like your ex was really didn't like that you had all these guy friends? From a guy's perspective, is because the reason why, and again, there's exceptions to the rule. There always is. So I'm talking about physically people that you hang out with of the opposite sex, right? Can't be friends.
They don't want to fuck.
Someone
wants to fuck.
Yeah.
And and how I know this, let's just say, so you have a bunch of guy friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you this because I was, in my younger years, I was that guy that was friends with the girls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you may have not fucked, but they're waiting
Yeah, they
for their
want to.
opportunity.
Yeah.
They're waiting for that one big heartbreak,
Yep.
that one big cheating scandal, whatever the fuck, to move right on in.
Yep.
Because guess what? That man's always been there for her.
Yep.
Always listened to her problems and all that shit. But same thing goes with women having a bunch or dudes having a bunch of friends that are women. Those women will come on to the dudes thinking like they're actual friends, and then their girlfriends will get all bitchy, whatever. That's because, for whatever reason, women find men that are already in a relationship more attractive, and they like
Right,
that.
it's something unattainable or unavailable, and
Like
so
they
if
feel like
something
they've
were
already
to
been
happen,
vetted.
It's so naughty.
Right.
What if we get caught?
Right.
The excitement. It's like fucking in a public place. Like, oh my god.
Right. And so, like I said, it's one thing like, okay, you all are gaming or, you all just are Facebook friends. That's one
Right.
thing. But if you're like, hey, I'm going out with this guy, well, we've been friends for 15 years, where I'm just hanging out at his house. I'm telling you, and listen, it may take 10, another 15 years.
Yeah.
There's going to be a point when somebody's going to make a move.
Yeah.
When someone goes through a heartbreak, and that person's going to slide in.
I will say, now, I like saying that. Now, like I get what you're saying because, and similarly to how you've been referring to it, me 10 years ago, I'd be that guy too. Now, I do like a platonic relationship with a woman that can be attractive, but the fun part is for me that moment they do break, whether it's a heartbreak or just a bad time or it's whatever, and I'm the guy that's there, and they go to make a move. So, dude, there's something. It's like fucking nutting. It's like not nutting for a whole month and then just turning loose, but mentally.
You go.
Like,
You could have
I get
had
to
me.
be the bigger
Yeah.
person, but I get to actually be that person. Look, you're in a very vulnerable situation right now. You're not in your right mind.
Yeah.
Whether it's, you just got dumped, or something awful happened, in family or in friends, and I'm the only person for some reason, or I am that person at that moment, and because we've had that good back and forth and I've made you feel safe, you somehow now feel like that's the
Yeah.
invitation to go in for it, and I go ahead and pull back. And then immediately, the head goes down, the shoulders go down. It's like a puppy when you're yelling at it, the tail tucks. And I gotta be like, look, and then explain it all. And I gotta tell you, it feels a million times better than actually taking advantage of a vulnerable person.
Yeah.
How you just described is how I am with, let's just say I ask a woman out, right?
Right.
And she, for whatever reason, says no or whatever, I'm seeing somebody else, whatever. Okay, cool. And let's just say X amount of time goes by, then they circle back around. I do exactly what you do. No, I'm good.
Oh, yeah.
I know I'm good because I'm not going to be.
Now
I'm not going to be leftovers. I'm not going to be, well, your second, third option. Because as a person, and women should have the same value for themselves as I'm the number one. I know what I bring to the table. I'm not going to be someone's, back, second options, third string,
Like
whatever
how you
the
said,
fuck.
So
you don't
what
need
would
no.
happen though? Like, say, like, you were friends with somebody, but one person was in a relationship, you weren't. And this has happened before, where it's like back forth. It's like, I'm single.
But the other person's
I'm
not.
single.
And
But then
yeah.
they always kind of deep down wanted each other, but it's like boom, 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 boom. So like in that point, like I think like if at that point, and then like they both always did have something there, but just one person was always with somebody, and it's just always the wrong time. But you felt it, you knew something was there, and then like time. I think that's okay, like for people to go, okay, like this is
Right, they've
the
always
time
wanted
for
it,
us
but the
to-
timing was never
Yeah.
right, and they
But
were
that's
at
why you
least
gotta be honest.
respectful
Yeah.
of
But that's
the
why you
other
gotta be
person.
honest.
Yeah, like if you feel something for somebody, you just tell them, say, I'm into you, I like you, but obviously if like, and here's like another thing too, is like even if somebody is dating somebody, there's nothing wrong with just giving your heart out, because let them know, because what if that person deep down was like, I really want that person, but
Too chicken
I
to
don't
pull
know.
the trigger.
Yeah, so what do you got to lose, like if you really want somebody, go for it,
It's good practice for men to do, and I've been trying to do it because I'm very shy. I'm very surprisingly, even though I
don't
do
know how
this
you guys
shit.
do it, by the way.
Do what?
Yeah.
Because guys always the one making the move. There's a very low number of women that literally go, "Hey, I like you. Can I get your number?"
Oh, my game
You
is
know
to
what I'm
have no
saying? Like,
game. My game is to have no
I
game.
have
I
never
see
done
some
that.
like
I have
even at work, I see like just an 11 out of 10 looking around like she needs help, and then I see the little old lady look around like she needs help. Go right to the old lady. You get enough attention. I don't know why. That's way more satisfying to me.
But that's why
So come
the
here,
online.
ma'am.
That's
Oh,
why
come on.
That's why the online dating
Oh.
thing is so popular, because it deters you from doing that initial one-on-one contact. I mean, there's dating sites like a Bumble. Women make the first move.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Almost like a Sadie Hawkins style. Like they have to.
Right.
They have the majority of control.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but it's hard. Like for me personally, I got to get verification. Someone's got to know this woman, and I need to get an inside scoop on it. I need to know, okay, is she single, not single? What, does she have kids? Does she not? Like, just to get a general idea of it before you make a move. But
Yeah.
I mean, but then again, the backside of it is, and I know this is a stretch, but sometimes as a man I feel, okay, what if I politely ask whatever, but then she may go, she may say no or whatever, and then she can easily just turn around and go, I sexually assaulted her. She could. These women are
This
fucking.
world is sick like that.
Women are fucking crazy nowadays.
I've seen a few things
And I know
where
it's a
somebody
stretch.
tried to
And
ask
actually,
somebody
my
out.
dad
Like,
his friend went through something just like that.
oh yeah.
Met a woman, right? Literally, just boom, met her, and they went back to the house. She starts beating herself up, legit beating herself, right? She's got blood coming, like cuts from her face. The cops come up. The guy goes, I swear to God, I just brought her here. She started beating herself up. At first, they didn't believe him until they wind up seeing, yeah.
Check his knuckles.
But it wasn't even that. It was something else that the cop goes, wait a second, because he goes, I swear to God, man, he almost went to jail for something he didn't do, and it was sick. Cause I'm like, and people don't realize, vice versa. There's sick fucking people out there. You have no idea what people would do.
Even if it's consensual sex, how are you gonna prove that it was or wasn't? You are, and again, it's a stretch. It's not like every woman, every person you meet. But I can't tell you how many stories I see that people hook up on Tinder. A dude hooks up with a chick on Tinder. It's all consensual, but then she'll go around the next day, he raped me.
Yeah, that's scary.
How you gonna prove your innocence? They got your DNA right all up in there.
I found that out. There was a girl that was interested in me during high school, and we were just in the talking phases, and then somebody piped up and was like, so and so. Well, he and her, he took her V card, and after he broke up with her, she started going around telling people that it was rape.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Like after months, it wasn't like initial, like he banged her and then broke up with her.
Yeah.
They like continued to date, and then it just, whatever. And then she was like, I didn't want to have, and then
it's just sick. How
he
people
didn't get into serious legal trouble, but it was all around their school to the point where I'm hearing about it, going to a different school and being,
I could not imagine.
She goes to a different school, bro.
Like that's really sad that people can be
But
that sick.
it's tough. But that's why it's just like, at least from me, in my perspective, I make a great analogy with how I decide who, like, I put people in categories. For instance, not every person that I'm cool with is a friend. There's acquaintances, then you may have friends, then there's your best friends.
Mm-hmm.
And think about, how did they become your best friend? They had to prove something to you, right? Same thing with the dating world. Okay, if you want to fuck, I'm all about it. Whatever, as long as you ain't smelling and you're fucking put together.
I seen one of the podcasts because you guys were talking about like fucking right off the rip and stuff like that. So I've seen that.
But
fucking on the first night.
But I'll get into that because I have a double sided to it because this determines what category you go in.
Mm-hmm.
So. But then, okay, if you want to be on the girlfriend category, well, just like a best friend, you're going to have to, not like buy me something, but you got to have to show that, you kind of belong in that category, that you're worthy enough.
Right.
Other than that, the most valuable thing we all have is time.
Mm-hmm.
It can be taken away from us like that.
Everything.
And I can't tell you how much time I've wasted on relationships.
Yeah. Tell me.
But as I'm getting older, I just take it as lessons. I don't have as much anger about it.
Yeah.
So quick story before I get into the sex thing is because you dated a heavier person. My ex was heavier because there's a flip side. That's why I'm going to say it. She was heavy. She lost a shit ton of weight. Right? I dated her when she was heavy. Well, since she lost all that weight, she started getting all this attention.
Mm-hmm.
She never experienced that before. Now all of a sudden, all these guys want to fucking get to hang out with her, giving her a number. She didn't know how to handle that. Well, she was fucking feeling herself pretty good. Her ego fucking blew up. So guess what? I don't need Will anymore. But I got options. I got options.
When you told me you didn't even get a card for like a birthday, and I'm like, chicks are big on cards, especially, dude. I'm like, that kind of says something to me, because that happened to me as well. Like, I didn't even get a card.
My ex did nothing for Valentine's Day, and I knew right then it was done.
The biggest thing, and again, you have to, in life in general, you have to go through hard shit to grow from it and to know who you are as a person. I'm not perfect, but I will tell you one thing. I went through a lot of fucking shit. There's shit that he still doesn't even know. Because he couldn't handle it.
I was going to say, my brain...
He couldn't handle it. But that relationship in particular, right? or really any of them, my biggest thing was I would always try to adapt or be what I thought that they would want.
Hey, we're coming full. All three of us did
Right.
the same thing. you know?
Exactly. I
All
wasn't
three of
being I wasn't coming in being myself or whatever.
Right.
So then after all those years, and you know a lot of shit that I did for her, right?
Hmm?
And then towards the end when I addressed it, and she just goes, I simply just don't want to. This is too hard. I feel like I don't want to put in work.
Right.
You know, which in anything in life you have to put in work.
I've heard that
That's
bullshit
something.
too. It shouldn't feel like work. Fuck you. It shouldn't feel like work.
The shit
Oh,
that I was
go
doing
work.
was another fucking full-time job. The shit
Right.
that I was doing, which again, I will make.
Sacrifice, compromise, commitment. Those are things
exactly.
that all correlate with work in general
Exactly.
and relationships.
Exactly. So now, but you know, again, so, and yeah, at that time I was, and I'm like, wow, I just wasted years on this person, and for what? But give me a different perspective in life, and as I say, treat people the way you want to be treated, because now a couple years later, she's blown back the fuck up. Not that I've seen her personally, just what I've been told.
Yeah.
And you know, when you look at our lives, I'm doing a little bit better, and she's really not.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of get what you deserve.
Yep.
You wanted all this attention. Now all of a sudden, you know, you're feeling yourself, all this. Well, now look at you now.
Yep.
So, because now you're no longer getting that attention. And then what you had, because, oh, I don't want to put in any work, well, now you don't have that either.
Yeah.
So,
That's what's sad is like, you think somebody loves you, like for my ex, every day, I love you, and I believed every word. I never even checked it through his phone, nothing. I truly believed in him. Like I was like, this person really loves me, you know? And it's crazy because the whole time I'm like, and I was working in the hospital, and there's a lot of slutty nurses, there's a lot of doctors, you know, all these people that try to get with you and stuff.
I'm ready for my sponge bath.
I legit wore a ring every day, and I had people constantly like, "Can I take you out on date?" And I'm like, "No, I was always faithful. I never even thought to like not even want nothing to do with anybody else because my heart was on one person because I was raised the old school way. Like I just want one person. I just want a girl. I want to just have a best friend until I die. I want somebody that's been like, hey, we've been together for 50 fucking years.
My
you know?
parents.
Yeah, yeah, but you don't find that because so many people lose interest. So many people don't want to work at
And
it.
the accessibility of it.
Yeah,
I mean, let's be
because
honest.
they
When you
want
can just swipe,
somebody
swipe, swipe,
else.
swipe, 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 swipe.
The moment they get bored, they go running off to somebody else because somebody else is giving them attention. Like, and I'm pretty sure my ex cheated because somebody was giving him attention. He legit did nothing for Valentine's Day, and
I think that's a scam, to be
Ouch.
honest. That's my
but
personal
and
opinion.
it's not
I feel
even
like it's a
about
good trade.
that,
I mean,
but
the
it's
Super
just
Bowl's
like,
the Sunday before. You
Every
might as
day
well.
should be
It's just-
Valentine's Day.
just show that you care. But I had no idea that he was feeling he didn't want nothing to do with me. So every time he was saying I love you, and I'm saying it, he was going, how do I get the fuck out of this?
It's just
You
a
know
filler.
But that's what's
This
scary
is
is
just
because
what you
how do you know
say.
for the next one? How do you know that
Oh.
if you spend years with somebody and you're going, damn, are they gonna do the same thing to the other person? Like, how long are they gonna last? You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's no risk without reward. I know you and I talked about that in a different aspect, but it still applies here. Like, I'm gonna have to go out on that limb, and this person, because I'm only thinking it from my perspective, but at the same time they're risking the same thing.
But how serious? That's the only thing is because you never know what the other person. You know what you're doing, but you don't know 100% what they're. They can easily tell you, and they
Right.
might even show
They could.
you. But
And you can't get a good grasp of that online dating. It's
Yeah.
literally
Oh,
job.
yeah.
It's literally job
I
applications.
don't. Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, I can no longer do online dating. I can't. First
Yeah.
of all, a lot of these women, and I'll read their bios, and the shit that they put on there, I'm like, you expect a good man to read that and go, yes. Where your hobby is getting money, big stacks, and I'm like, oh, and you're not spelling it right.
Shit, me too.
I'm like, oh brother. But again, that's little things.
Yeah,
but-
spellings are
But yeah, it's just job applications, and you can't get a grasp grasp on that. You just can't. You
Yeah.
can't. And again, it's hard to know, what the other person's feeling or want. But
Or
again,
even who they are.
that's why you got to have values and stick with it. And that's why I appreciate your story, because that was one of the biggest things that I saw was like, wow, she's an attractive woman, 7 years single. There's got to be something to it. You know what I mean? It's
And not that there's something wrong with you, but
Right.
something
I mean,
'Cause
well,
I- 'cause-
honestly, the
created that
depression,
reaction.
and I could never.
I do the same thing
I
now.
couldn't
Like,
bring somebody in if one, I wasn't happy with myself, and I'm battling myself every day, just trying to function. Because you can't have a relationship.
how can I
because-
help someone else? I
Yeah,
can't be helped.
yeah,
I'm
and
helpless.
it's like,
I
so-
can't.
It's always going to be a battle
I-
every single day.
Yeah,
it will
but you know what?
never
If
end.
somebody really genuinely cares about your life, like it deep, no matter if it's a friend or not, they really care. They are gonna be there no matter what. They will, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I had to learn is like, so for instance, about like how I was saying, I'm not comfortable with myself right now. But like this guy is a very, very, very attractive guy. Okay, not whatever. It's just who I'm attracted to.
Oh man, she's
Okay.
bringing me right into this. Okay, go
But
ahead.
the thing is I straight up was honest with him. I said, look, I'm not this Barbie doll. I'm not toned. I'm not like I got roles. I ain't lying to you. Like it's there.
Yeah, look at
I
old
said-
Renaissance art. All the most beautiful women. They were
Well,
all.
a pork
yeah,
sandwich
yeah,
times
yeah.
too. That's how I feel. So I told him straight up. I said I'm thick. Okay, and he straight up was like, I love all that. Like it doesn't bother me and stuff like that. And it kind of like shocked me because like in my mind I'm thinking this guy probably wants somebody perfect. You know
No,
what I'm
and
saying?
that's what I was saying earlier. Men are less judgy, than women are, because again, men are looking for values.
Yeah.
Men are looking for, can she be a wife, a mother, this or that, because.
And what would she instill in our children?
Right, because
Okay.
and
with
really,
me at the same time.
That's what he said.
Obviously.
He said I checked off everything on like basically off the index card is what he said.
because really good men want to provide. They want to take care of their woman, but in response to that, we really want women that are always going to be there for us, help us through tough times, not going to abandon us. I mean, we're out there fucking working 40, 80
Yeah.
hours a week. We just want to come home to someone that loves us. We don't
Yeah.
ask for much.
No.
We really
You
don't.
guys don't. You guys
But I'm
don't.
seeing all these women with all these fucking expectations. They got to make this amount. They got to have this, that.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
well, I mean, if they're fucking 20 pounds overweight, I cannot have that. If he doesn't have a washboard
Yeah, but
abs, I
what-
cannot have
what's
that.
gonna happen
I just
when you
can't
get
work like that.
20 years from now, guess what? I know I'm not going to be
We're
all
all
skinny
gonna
as
be-
her.
But that's
Yeah.
the thing, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. So then when they finally mature, when they're in their 40s or 50s, then they get mad that no men want to date them because
Yeah.
all the men want to date the fucking younger women.
Yeah.
But they don't
You're
think
not
about
wrong,
that
yeah.
because they're being influenced to right now. I need this guy, that guy, and then that's why they get on podcasts or shows or go, all men are trash. No, they're just the men that you're picking are trash.
Yeah.
But again, men will treat you how you let them, which goes to my one
If
point.
I can get away with this, I'm gonna maybe push the envelope as
Becau-
many times as I can, and if it keeps happening, I keep getting.
Because
fuck
this
it.
one, because I'm gonna ask you, because this one thing determines again what category you're in,
Oh,
and we
yeah.
don't have to go into full detail. It's just a blanket answer. But how quick are you having sex with the person you're dating? Do you have a rule, or you don't
Okay,
care?
so here's the thing. Obviously, because it's been such a huge deal, is that if a woman's like, because I have tons of guy friends, so I've heard all of it.
Mhm.
Okay, oh, she's a slut because she slept the first time or the second time or whatever. But I'm gonna be real, all right. I have done that, okay, and it's not
Me too.
because I'm a slut. Because trust me, I've made guys wait. I've made them wait. But for me, okay, same thing goes as a kiss. I'm not gonna waste my fucking time because if I feel a connection, boom, that's a start. Okay, I want to kiss you. If I like kissing you, boom, that's a start. Another one. Here we go. And then obviously, if we're together and we're dating and we are just that into each other and we sleep together and that's good, that's just telling me like everything's there and that's what I want. If somebody goes, oh well, you're a slut because you slept 3 days in. No, because I'm just trying to see if I like the person. Like, 'cause what are you gonna do? Let's spend 6 months together and then we hook up and you're like, I don't enjoy this at all.
I'm waiting for marriage.
Okay? Fuck that. Okay?
I'm
That's
waiting for marriage.
Fuck,
it's
fuck
bullshit.
that shit.
It's bullshit because I don't think it has. And you know what? And it's not right because guys can hook up with a chick, boom, 1, 2, 3, and it has nothing to do with your slut, your whore, your easy, whatever. No, it's you are getting straight to the point of what you want. Do you like it or not? Boom. That's what I go off of. And if a guy goes, oh, you're too easy. Well, that's your opinion for one, but two. For me, I'm just trying to see if this is something that I want to put investment into and I want to keep going because if I don't enjoy it, why the fuck am I going to come back? You know what I'm saying? Would you sit here with a woman and she's literally like nothing and you're going, God, this doesn't even feel good, like this is uncomfortable, like whatever the reasons are you going to literally go, oh yeah, let me go back for more? No, you're going to be like, yeah, this isn't working for me because I'm not enjoying it. You got to really feel it. It's not just about having sex with somebody or anything. It's you gotta literally have all this stuff because are you gonna want to come home every day to somebody that you're like, yeah, and trust me, not every day is gonna be fucking perfect. And
Yeah.
It's not gonna be like, yes,
Sunshine and
this
butterflies
was
all
fucking.
the time.
But you want to enjoy it. Like you want to know, like this is. You gotta feel it. You know what I'm saying? Because trust me, I've had sex with people like in the dating world and stuff like that when I was putting myself out there and. I did it a couple times. Like maybe the first time was great, second time was like, eh. But it's like if it feels awkward at any point for me,
Right.
that's like an instant like, yeah, I'm not doing this no more because like that it shouldn't. If I feel like if it's meant to be, it's never gonna be awkward like that. So like immediately something's telling me like something's wrong here. You might want to jump ship. So me personally, that's just how I think. And people out here might go, God, she's a fucking slut bag if she slept on the first or second, third night or whatever. But it's just me going, if I'm into you that much, like
See, I don't know, because I've slept with. There's been a few women that I have dated that I slept with on the first night, and it didn't even faze me. Like it became like I was just like, man, I can't wait to take her out to breakfast tomorrow.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
let's go
because
get
you
some
really
breakfast.
enjoy
You want to go
that
see a movie?
person.
You want to
'Cause
go see a
now
movie now? We
you're
got the rest of the
investing
day.
in it,
Like,
now you're like,
you want to
now
do that?
what's the
Hey,
next
remember
step
what we
to
did?
this?
Like, you want to do that thing again?
You
Like,
know,
do
but
you wanna do it?
obviously, yeah,
And then
there's-
it's been a year or it's been 4 years, for instance, and it's
It goes
whatever.
both ways though, because what if like you're thinking
And they
like
do
a guy's
feel some
going,
kind of way about it, like they think that I think a certain
You
way
hook
about
up
it.
all the time
I'm
with
weird though.
people.
I'm weird though. If she does it, I'm not sitting here going, she's a fucking whore. That's just
Yeah.
me, because clearly I'm a bit of a whore at the same time, because I'm ready to go now,
Yeah.
aren't I? And we can say that's
You're an
men
adult,
or
you
that's
just-
whatever.
you know what you
right.
want,
I know what I
right.
want, and I like this person, and they seem actually kind of comfortable to go ahead and go with it, so I'm going to
Yeah.
do it. But there have been times where I went ahead and did that with somebody where they were just doing it for a fling, for fun.
Yeah.
And it was,
And see, that's what's
just a
hard.
couple
Yeah.
weeks, and then we were like, and I was like, hey,
It's
you want to
like,
go like hang out somewhere?
am I
And they
getting
don't want to
used?
hang out nowhere. They just want to come over and do the thing, and it's like, oh well,
Yeah,
that's.
then at that
I
point.
mean, I like
it's
that
gross,
part
'cause you're
too, but I mean, shit. I mean, like, I kind of want to watch a movie and hang out, maybe cook a little. Like, let's talk on the patio. Like,
Like, yeah.
So,
There's a lot to it, honestly. I mean, it really is a lot to everything.
more than just a piece of meat.
I feel like
I'm breaking all this. I'm going to break
he's-
this
I
all
know.
down.
He's gonna-
ready
gonna tear
throw
me
it
to
out there. He's like,
pieces
you
now.
slut.
No, I'm not. I'm not. Because, again, there's always exceptions. I completely understand what you're saying. Listen, I love sex as much as anybody else, okay? And that is I think that's a very important thing in a relationship. If the sex isn't good, I mean, it's like, yeah.
It is the act of making love.
But let me
so-
let me tell you this. The reason why there's a double standards of why women, when they fuck a lot, why they're called whores, but men have the exception. You know what? You want to know why there's a double standard? Is because you have the power. You have the control. You let us know when we can smash.
Yeah.
We don't dictate that. If we do, it's called rape.
I was gonna say, yeah, not since the caveman days.
Right.
did you?
That is
So
true. That's true.
that's why there's a double standard.
Yeah.
And again, that is what it is. Because at the end of the day, women decide, am I going to let this dude smash or not?
My dad used to tell me, guys go out hoping to get laid. Women go out knowing whether they will or not.
Right. So I want you both to think about what I'm about to tell you.
Here we go.
Okay. So I want you to think of the relationships that you had when you had sex in the first night.
They didn't end up working out.
Right.
Damn it!
Compared to the ones that you had to wait.
Right.
There is a difference.
Those didn't work out either.
No.
No, we did not.
Obviously, we're all single here.
It's
but
me.
We're all single.
But what I'm saying is because I had to think about this myself before
Okay.
I'm answering this question. I had to sit back and analyze it. You may not have thought about it at the time, but think back on the different types of relationships. Were the relationships better or worse? Were they better with having sex on the first night compared to when you had to wait, or vice versa? Like, what was better?
Sex on the first night.
He hesitated,
Okay.
not at all.
Because the reason why I ask this and want people to think about this is because subconsciously you do treat that person differently. You may not know it at the time,
Right. I should be able to get it now anytime I want because we've
Yeah.
already
But-
passed that.
but here's the thing: as a man, and this is just from a man's aspect, if we smash on the first night, not saying that we're not going to see you
I
again,
love that you pointed at me when you said that.
right? But we
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
we don't think about it at the time, but you're no longer in that forever girlfriend category because how many other dudes
Yeah.
did you smash?
That thought does come
Yeah.
creeping.
But then here's a switch side to it. If you have a history of sleeping very quickly, and then all of a sudden now a good guy comes in and he's got to wait, it's a weird double standard to it.
But how would the other guy know? Like for me, it's so like I've gone like a year, maybe even more than that, not doing anything because I've just been doing myself. And the only time like I actually
Nice.
dated, well, I take care of myself. Why do I need somebody? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but a lot of
But-
women post that on social media, or they got the OnlyFans or stuff like that. Like it's a broad statement of what I'm saying. But what I'm
Yeah.
saying
It's
is
a statement about broads.
right. There's something to it where, and I'm not saying like it has to be a 3-month rule.
Right.
But if there's some sort of, if a woman goes, listen, I have standards or whatever, before you get all this, I got to know who the fuck you are. I
Yeah.
got to, now granted, making out and all that stuff, that's different. I don't put that in the same category. I'm just physical sex. But there is something to that. And I had to analyze that myself to where, not that I treated them like a bad person if we had sex on the first night. Not that, I wouldn't, I treated her like shit or thought less of her, but I never put in that much effort as I would with an actual girlfriend.
Because
And
you
at
already
the-
got what you wanted.
Yeah.
Right, but not just that, but you just think, even if you don't talk about it, you just still think this is the norm that she does with everybody. And so what, and I hate using the term body count, but then it's just like, okay, what's her limit? Like,
Yeah.
what has she done before? It just says something. That's what I'm saying. But it's like, if you have values for staying single for X amount of years, then you should be able to have some sort of standard when
Yeah.
it comes to sex. As a woman. And as a man's side, at the end of the day, if we really like a woman, we will wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Yeah.
Well,
Think about the best girl you
That's not even
dated.
good
Tyler,
choices.
this is going to be hard.
Like,
Think about the best relationship you've had.
Okay.
If you did not sleep on the first night and you waited a month, you would wait.
yes.
Because if she checked every box,
Yeah.
but she's like, a month,
Right.
you would.
Yeah.
Deep down, you would.
Yeah.
Us men would.
That is true.
Women nowadays go, I'm not saying you, I'm just saying
Yeah.
overall, the mindset is, they feel that they gotta just keep hopping on new dick to claim them.
Mm.
Because they feel, then the men are gonna stick
Nice.
around. That's true. I mean, again, men have they have there's gonna be dudes
Wants
like,
and-
hey,
yeah.
listen, after I take you out on date or 2 or 3, if I'm not smashing, I'm out. Again, there's always rules
Yeah,
as the
everybody's
exception.
different.
But if you want a solid, good guy, I promise you, it's okay to make them wait.
Yeah.
It's okay. And B, don't be flossing out all your fucking past history shit online, so then your current guy won't know.
Yeah.
And while you're making them wait, just be mindful of their behaviors because not to undermine what you said, that was beautiful. And I will say I was much younger. I was
We all
maybe
were. Yeah.
21, 22, and there was a girl that made me wait, and we would go out and have fun and do this and do that, and then I got what I wanted, and then I blew her off.
He just smiles.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's
here-
what happens when
so
I'm
example,
uncomfortable.
so
I'm
like
ashamed
two
of
things.
myself for that, but
So like the one person that I did, this was the only person I hooked up on the very first night, and I felt so bad. Like I was like, oh my god, what did I just do? It just got so fucking hot and heavy that I just was like, I can't say no. Like it just was so fucking good that I was like, nope, gotta keep going. So that was the one time that I actually did sleep with somebody. Boom, the very first fucking night, and I did feel like shit for a good fucking
Right.
while. 'Cause
You didn't go, oh, I just found my next husband.
No, but it's just because you were in that moment, and it's like when something's that fucking hot, how do you like go?
But that's okay.
You
No
know.
one, no one's saying you can't do that.
No, but okay, so here's another example. So like this guy is flying down to see me. He's automatically knowing like something's gonna happen because there's no way like we're this attracted to each other and we're gonna be in a hotel room together like we're gonna be like middle school like don't touch me, you know what I'm saying? Like so like for me like as I told him I was like okay well like that's not like like me and him we already said like that's obviously not like the main thing like we're just gonna be with each other because we want to like know each other, we want to like learn it, but obviously if we're in a hotel room and shit's fucking getting like crazy, like how are we gonna fucking be like, you know what I'm saying? So like, and like how he's saying, like if he really wants it to make him go, no, just wait, you know what I'm saying? But like, in a way, I'm like, what the fuck do I do? Because like me,
just be like, hey man, Cops is on, check it out, bro.
me, like once I get like hot and heavy, it's hard to shut me down. Like I can't like, girl, calm down, shut the fuck up down there. You know what
Okay,
I'm saying?
so let's work.
Just think about dead puppies. That's what I do.
So let's work through this. Okay.
Sometimes that doesn't work for me though. I
No,
keep going.
no. This
Power
is
through the dead puppies.
this is a good example, and I wanted to talk about this anyway. So this is a good segue to it. How long? So try. We're not going to say names or give too
Yeah.
much details. Just keep it generic as possible.
Yeah.
How long have you been talking to this guy?
Not long. Not
Give
long.
me a rough.
Like,
Couple months.
No, not even. It's only been a couple weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you at least done FaceTime or?
Yeah,
oh.
we've talked on the phone.
Okay.
We've done videos and so many freaking text messages.
And he's coming from another state and flying down here, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so this is going to be your first ever interaction with
Yeah.
him whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm picking him up from the airport.
Beautiful. Why do you feel like you have to have sex with him? Why is
It's
it
not that I have to.
why is it implied because you have a
It's just cause, like for me and him, like at least like okay the way the communication is like this is one person that I legit am just like.
You don't want to let that one go. Kind of feeling?
I feel something that I've never felt for somebody, especially like.
I've said that 20 times
Oh.
already, but
But I literally like it's I don't even know how to explain it because it's like I don't know he's everything that I've wanted in somebody. Like I said, when you do like a checklist and stuff, he's a dork. He literally makes me laugh all the freaking time. Just because he's good looking, that doesn't mean anything. It's like his personality is like just everything is like boom boom. It's like checking off, and then it's like oh my gosh, like this is like everything that I picture that I would want in somebody. I'm like holy crap, it's literally right in front of me, and I'm like scared because like he's saying the same thing. Like he wants everything to do with me, but then at the same time I'm like okay, what if I'm worried? Like, and he legit was like, why the hell would I fly down there just for that?
Well, are you? And then let me ask this: is there? And this may hit the nail on the head because this is what the subconscious fear would be for me, if I was in your position. This is somebody that you have at this level for you right now. They're flying down here, so there's money being spent. There's an effort being made. There's all these things. Do you feel like if you don't do that, he's gonna go, and that's gonna be that?
There's a part of me that thinks that, yeah.
And I can understand that.
Yeah.
But then here's
Because
the
it's like
reality.
that.
Exactly
What is that?
what Will said. If I was told to wait and I
Yeah.
really liked that person and I cared about them that much and I wanted it that bad, I'd still go home and I'd still talk to them and I'd still
Yeah.
come back because I wanted that.
Yeah.
Now, do with that what you will, But I get, because that's exactly how I would be
Yeah,
feeling.
like, so, like,
It's kind of like Always Sunny in
I don't wanna
Philadelphia.
do
You
it the
take them
first
out on the
time.
boat, they pretty
I don't
much
wanna
have
do
to,
that
you know,
with him.
because of the implications.
especially with all the guy friends that I had, they're like, if you sleep on the first date, they automatically, like, I've heard that, So, like, it's like, I really believe that from all
See,
the
I'm
guys
the
that
one
I've
that's
heard,
like, man, she sleeps on the first day, she'll sleep on the second. I'm coming back.
Well, but everybody's different. But then here's like, so this is where I'm literally having to feel because obviously, like for me, I really want to see if this guy really, really wants me. I don't want to just be like, just because we're in a hotel
And
room.
that might
we're
be your
gonna hook
indicator.
up.
If all of a sudden he just blows you off because you didn't do that and you actually wanted to spend time with him instead, maybe that tells you everything you might need to know about this guy.
Yeah.
He didn't check off that box.
Yeah.
Just like
So-
just like your best friends, it's okay for you as a woman to have a guy prove to you why he should be boyfriend material. Again, it doesn't have to be things that he buys or anything like that.
Mhm.
But here's what I'm going to tell you. You may and I don't want to discourage you at all. This isn't me. This is just me. I would give this advice to anybody in my life, to my circle, and it's just again, and to anybody who watches. I'm just giving my opinion and just things I've been talking about. Whatever. Is this? He may be checking off the boxes and your head over heels over him and all that stuff. That's great. But it's one thing that over the phone, texting, you've never hung out with him at all whatsoever.
In person would be completely different.
You can be, how often, look at online dating, you can be fake. You
Yeah.
can be whatever.
Yeah.
Texting, how many times has someone texted you and you took it the wrong way?
Yeah.
It's easy, or whatever. And again, us guys.
That's why I just pepper LOLs and smiley faces everywhere so everybody knows I'm all right.
And listen, and part of the it's a game. Part of the game, especially for us dudes, is again, if we're not being ourselves and we will do whatever we can to adjust however we think you're gonna want us to be
Yeah.
to slide in there. Now again, let's just say he comes down, it's hot, heavy, whatever, and you have sex with him, that's cool. You're allowed to do that. That's okay. But I'm telling you, it's going to he's going to put you in that category.
Yeah.
And then here's another thing you have to worry about, which I know it's going to be in the trust. You don't know what he's going to do up there.
Yeah.
How do you know? You really don't know him.
Yeah.
You can only do so much on online research. You cannot find me online. I don't have I don't have any accounts whatsoever. So let's just say, he may not post certain shit on there. How do you know if he's got somebody else? You don't know that. So you just have to be careful and mindful of that. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to make these guys earn it, ladies. Don't because I promise you, if you want a solid, good guy, I promise you, they will wait. You have to have a standard for yourself. But if you just want to have a good time, whatever, God bless you, go do it, girl.
Yeah.
Go get you
so,
some.
like, we actually stopped talking for like a day.
Yeah, I know. Tyler told me.
Yeah, because I was like, dang, Tyler. So, because I brought up the fact, I was like, well, what if I don't do anything with you? You know what I'm saying? And then he brought up this, well, I'm not in middle school. He's like, if you reject me, he's like, and I feel like you're just rejecting me like that, like in like any like affectionate way, it's like a huge turnoff. So that might be just his deal. I don't know, but like at the same time, like there is that feeling of going, man, he's just like automatically going, I'm getting this piece of ass. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't want to be like, oh cool, we're gonna go here, and then you're just automatically. So, like, right now, I feel like if the first night we, like, go stay in that hotel and I say, I really don't want to do anything tonight, there's a big part of me that he's going to be like, all right, I'm out.
And he's not the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least he's not husband material.
Yeah. And I honestly, like, the first night, I'm legit going to do that because I want to see what he does. Because if he literally says that's fine, then I'm going to know, okay, he didn't fly the hell all the way down here just to hook up. That or he's going, oh, well, maybe the second night I'll get it,
But here's the thing.
And that too, like if I'm flying somewhere just for ass.
Yeah, that's weird. But see, the thing is, like,
No. That's not that easy. He thinks because he's spending money flying down here
That it earns him that, right.
He deserves to get ass.
Well,
That's the thing. He's not flying down there for ass. It's implied because he's taking his money, his time to fly down there that he should get
I
it.
didn't look at it like that.
It's the same concept where you see a lot of these douchebag guys where they go, "Oh, we should have sex on the first date because I took you out to dinner."
Oh,
It's
yeah,
that
yeah,
same
yeah.
it's that same
Yep.
concept. Now, you can as a woman if you want to show like your gratitude and appreciation for him taking time off with whatever he does, flying down here, treat him out to lunch, get him coffee. It doesn't have to all be because
So I paid for the hotel.
okay.
I paid for the hotel.
Okay,
There you go.
but that's what I'm saying though. Like, there's got to be a little give and take
Yeah.
because then I can't get mad at him if he's flying down, book the hotel, buying dinner, lunch, whatever the fuck, taking wherever. I really then can't get mad at him if because then it's like at what point do you go, well, he's kind of earned it at that point. See what I mean? It's a weird
And
it's a
see,
weird
that's where
balance.
I'm like going like this because it's like, so I'm like, okay, he flew out. I was like, you know what? I'll get the hotel since he's literally coming out to see me. Like, I'm not going out there. He's coming out here. So he was like, he asked me. He was like, would you be willing to split half on the hotel? And I was like, well, I'm just gonna get it. And he was like, well, that just tells me what type of person you are, and stuff like that. So
Maybe
It
you
does.
guys are both on the same page and both feeling a similar level of
And
we
like-
don't have him here to get that
Yeah.
point of view. Maybe he's feeling similar.
but with him, he's been
concerns,
texting me like all day long. So
That's good,
if he
that's
was
good.
with somebody,
Yeah, they
that
would
person
notice
must be
he's
really blind. You know what I'm saying? And he's
Yeah.
sending pictures. I can see all the pictures that he's legit just taken, and like the videos he's doing. So I know he's like literally doing it right then because he's like responding to me. You can't just like do a video and then I
That's
took
it,
that
put a
3 days
spoon on your
ago.
head and
You
pop
know
on
what
a
I'm
wrench.
saying? He seems legit, and you can tell like the way that he talks. Like I've talked to him on the phone. He is like me. Like when we talk, he goes, I'm like an older person. He's like, I don't have time for this, and stuff like that. He's like, I legit just want somebody that I can spend with and stuff like that. And he's like, and I'm willing. Like if I have to travel to go find that person, I'll friggin' travel to go find that person.
That's
So
fair
like,
enough.
there's a big part of me that feels like this guy is legit. Like he's not hiding anything, and clearly he could have anybody if he wanted. You know what I mean? This guy.
Yeah.
This guy clearly is,
I would like to see off air. I want to see. I want
Okay.
to see this guy off air.
yeah.
Well, speaking of which,
Yeah.
let's maybe we can wrap this up a little bit so I can make you guys some steak.
Oh my gosh, I've been wanting some steak.
Yeah, we've been talking
It's
over
almost
2
full.
I was
hours.
gonna say, I just glanced
It-
down
it's-
about
it's
5
good.
minutes ago just to check it.
It's good. It's good conversations.
Good
and,
vibes.
and
I've
did you
learned
have
a lot.
anything else you wanted to throw in, or ask anything before?
I know we've been talking a lot about red flags, primarily, but let's look on the positive side.
Yeah.
What are some green flags? Because we've been talking about checking off the boxes. So what are these boxes that we're checking off?
Okay.
What is it that you're looking for?
We should go around. We should do like a little
Okay.
round
Like
little-
around, like,
a little
so
round
am I
table.
just like in general, like what I'm looking for?
Yeah, and if there
Or
is
just
anything
like what
specific,
this
if there
guy
is
like-
something specific that you like, you could just be in general. But if it's something that's more geared towards him in particular, that's a green flag that you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Besides, obviously, he's willing
Like,
to
okay,
travel.
so like obviously I'm like attracted, but like yeah, stuff like that, like to me, that like is huge. Like somebody, because you could like talk to people and they'll be like, oh well, let's plan something for next week. If somebody is literally throwing the effort, going like, I'll come to you right now.
Right.
Okay, one, either they're fucking psycho, or two, like they're legit interested in you. So when somebody
I'm the former, sadly.
when somebody's really like like to me, like what I've learned is that like if somebody really wants me, they're gonna fight for me per se. Like they're really gonna be like, you're the one I want, that's it. You know what I'm saying? So the more somebody's really making the effort, and like going back to the guy that was overweight, he literally and I told him right off the bat, I said, you're not gonna buy me. Like that's just not gonna happen. Like if I feel like you're just trying to buy me, I'm gonna cut you off quick. But he would do things like he would take care of me. You know
Right,
what I'm
acts of
saying?
service.
Yeah,
type
like
of-
he would be there. Like if I needed him, he would come over like right away. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that means way up top for me. Like if I feel like I can call you and you're gonna answer, like I know like you're gonna answer the phone for me.
Right.
Or if you didn't answer, I know that you're gonna be like, I'm calling you right back in a minute.
The
You know what I'm
second,
saying?
yeah. Like,
You know,
oh shit, I
like-
missed a call.
Like I know like that person's just there, and I can like really like feel like okay like this. You know, like it's all the effort. Like actions are way big. You know, like it's easy.
A
to
man
talk
of
a
action.
game, you know
I
what
can
I'm
dig
saying?
it.
Like that's what like is really big for me is like somebody that's constantly like showing. You know, like you mean something. You know, because the moment you feel like you're nothing to somebody, that's when you're like, what am I doing? You know. So like for him, he's been like first thing in the morning, good morning. You know, like that's pretty big to me. Like if you're
That's
wake up and
solid, bro.
if that's
solid.
like what you're
Actually,
doing,
yeah.
Well played.
Excellent work. That makes me proud to hear that guys are doing
It
that,
makes
though.
me like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. As soon as he wakes up, I'm the first.
You
thing
get
that
a,
he thinks of.
exactly.
If like, cause if I wake up and like, cause to me, that even though it's a stupid text, but it's like when I wake up and I see that person's name, and I'm like, instant smiles. Like that makes my day right
Started
off the
the day
bat
off
because
well.
like I'm like this person missed me or something, you know. And it's like, if I went like woke up and then here it is 12 o'clock and I'm going, damn, this person hasn't said a damn thing to me. That's like huge to me. Like I'm like, yeah, I'm obviously not there in your mind whatsoever, you know. And that's what drives me crazy about this guy is because he's there. You know what I'm saying?
He's here with us right now.
Yeah, he's there. You know, and he's like I could tell like he's just like. Yeah, and then obviously attraction. You gotta like for me, you know, like eyes and smile. Like it's huge to me. Like that's like something that makes me like go crazy. Like I'm like I gotta. I'm always liking somebody's eyes or their smile. And let me tell you what,
Smile in
smiles.
the eyes, Chico.
And it's not about having perfect teeth either because my little
Oh, I
girl's
got a thing.
father
I got a
was-
thing for teeth.
He was not perfect with teeth. But I'm not judgmental like that. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, well, you got this going on, you got this going on, you know, like, because I know I'm not perfect. So I'm not going to sit there and, like, point out your flaws, you know, and that's, like, the biggest thing is, like I said, if somebody really likes you, they're not going to give a shit what the hell, you know, they just want to be with you.
Right.
Like, they just want to spend time with you and
The good and the
watch a
bad that
damn
comes
movie
with
you.
it is
Yeah.
worth it.
And even, everybody's got their flaws, everybody's got this, but you look past all that shit because you're like, I just
Being,
want to be
what do they
with
call it? Perfectly imperfect.
Yeah. You know, like.
Because you're imperfect, but you're perfect to me.
Yeah. Because that's all that matters.
Because if you didn't
you're
have
there.
that imperfection,
He's
you
like,
wouldn't be
"Wait a
you.
minute,
You wouldn't be you. I love, right? Whether they're clumsy, that shit's hilarious. Like, they fucking drop stuff all the time, and it's just like, oh, and they get all mad about it, and they're like, I just ruined
Yeah,
everything
you're
all the
never
time. Be like,
gonna
no,
find
if you
somebody
did, that's
perfect.
fucking great about
There's
you.
always
I
going
love
to be
that.
pros
about
and cons, but you always want the pros to be weighing way more than the cons. Because if the cons start going up and up and up, and then you're like, oh god, you know, you just know it's just done. And it's like, but you see, and that's like the big thing though that really scares me is because it's like I don't want to be in that category because like, you know, obviously he's coming all the way down here. Obviously we're like crazy about each other. Like it's gonna be really hard for us to be like separated per se, you know. So it's like, what do I freaking do, you know?
And again, I'm not.
Two beds.
I'm not.
I don't know.
Too bad.
Yeah, but I'm not telling you this to freak you out. I'm
Yeah.
just giving you a perspective, and I just want you to think about the decisions that you are going to make,
Yeah.
or that you want to make. And I'm just telling you. I'm not just telling you shit because, you know, oh, I just see some fucking podcast or a news article. I'm telling you this from life experience.
Yeah.
You know, that's why they always say listen to your elders. Why? Because they have life experience.
Yeah.
I've been through all this fucking shit. I mean, I know I'm only 29, but I swear I've fucking seen it all, been it through all, 10 times backwards, forwards, all this shit.
Got a T-shirt.
So,
T-shirt.
yeah, but and that's just all it is. I just want to give perspective, and you know, she sheds some light on things, you know, but I feel like I've shed some light on
You
her,
definitely
some of it.
and on me.
But what are some of your green flags or your
Green
yeah
flags?
because I'm actually curious about this because
Green
I don't
flags?
know. I don't know this. I'm
Green
curious.
flags.
Haven't seen them yet.
So,
I'm just saying. I'm not saying names.
Here, so I want to hear all of it.
someone that can take a fucking joke. Thank you. Yeah, I've been with where like I have a lot of fucked up dark humor. Like I'm making a joke about staying focused on off of sex by thinking about puppies, and then all of a sudden it's actually making it harder. Yeah, that's hilarious to me. Right? Exactly. Thank you. Just take a fucking joke where I have some. That's just you're so. I'm like, oh my god.
If anybody
it's a
saw,
fucking joke. I'm not hitting a puppy. If
anybody
if I
seen,
saw somebody hit a puppy, I'd lose my fucking shit and I'd kill them.
if anybody's seen American Psycho, the next one right there.
Oh, come on now.
The next Bateman.
the next Pat Bateman.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Do you like Huey Lewis in the News?
All right, so dark humor, what else?
Yeah, dark humor.
Big ones. You don't have to name every single
right.
one. We're just big ones.
Yeah, but actually can kind of challenge me. There's nothing fun. Yeah, there's nothing fun about somebody that just fully agrees with you 24/7 on everything. Because then I'm dating myself.
But you love yourself.
Exactly. So I might as well stay single, which I have successfully. Otherwise, I might as well just hang out with the mirror and be like, and what do you think? Whatever you think is fantastic.
Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful? Sometimes I like a challenge of opinion. Now, we can be civil about it. Now, if I get challenged and it's aggressive, just attacking, shit, sometimes brought on by a bad joke. That's happened before where I make a bad joke about a serious situation because humor, for some reason, is the way that I deal and cope with awfulness. And then they start flying off with this, going into this tangent, and then I'm like, okay, like I get where your point of view is, but then at the same time, I do kind of feel like this is the reality. And then they're just aggressive and angry, and now it's not a debate. It's not being challenged. It's being chastised. I'm just being berated, and then I'm like, all right, I don't even want to fucking, I don't want to be here. I don't want you to be here. Like, what are we doing, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I guess to follow it up, the biggest green flag for me is being able to deal with me on a continuous basis. Because I know me.
Yeah, God bless him.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I know, right? That's a fucking pain in the ass. My perfect woman is Will. That's what I figured out. That's what I figured out.
You're fucked, dude.
Do you want me to get out of the middle here?
You're
You want to
fucked.
slide to the right?
Here's to looking at you, kid.
Oh, boy.
Alright, your turn.
What about you, Will?
Yeah.
All right. So, first thing's going to be family oriented. Family's got to be a big thing.
That's good.
If I see a woman and you're not tight with your family, it tells me a lot of things about you. You got to be tight with your family. I'm Italian. We grew up on family. We live on family. That's a big fucking deal. If you're not with your family, now granted, if your dad walked out on you or your parent walked out on you, whatever, like I get it.
Yeah.
Like there's circumstances, but if you just generally don't give a fuck about your parents, or if you're a single mom and you don't give a fuck about your kids and you're fucking partying and all this other shit, it tells me a lot about you, that you don't have your fucking priorities in straight. You care more about yourself than the bigger picture. When I'm dating somebody, we're a team. Hopefully start a family. Taking on the fucking world, like that sort of thing.
Right.
Two, you gotta match my grind and hustle. You gotta match it. I'm out there working 3-4 jobs.
Yeah.
I'm out here trying to make moves, make shit happen. You gotta have that same drive. If you're just complacent with being a fucking cashier at McDonald's, I'm sorry, we can't. We're just not on the same level.
Yeah.
You got to have that ambition. I'm not saying you.
Right, you may not succeed at it, but you're at least damn well gonna try.
And whatever it is,
right.
whatever it is, either I'm not saying you have to be a CEO of a company, but just something in life that you're either got a lot of hobbies that you're doing, or you're doing, you're working out, or just examples, just whatever things, or you're just whatever field you're in, you're trying to get to that next level or whatever, better yourself. So that you got to match that, because I'm constantly doing that. I take no days off. Even when I'm off, I'm never off. I always got shit going on.
If we're not working, we're still working.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing. And Really, number three. If you're not a vegan, that's really great. It's really great. Listen, I've dated a couple vegans. I've tried. I'm sorry. If you cannot eat fucking steaks, chicken, fish like I do, I listen.
That's not
I can't. I can't.
This
I can't. I'm
cow,
sorry.
this cow used to be vegan, and you're
Vegan,
not
vegan
looking so
oil,
healthy
man.
right now.
I'm just saying, I'm done with the fucking separate meals, and I can't take you to this restaurant because there's nothing fucking vegan in it. Like, I'm fucking over it. I've been there, tried that a couple times. Fuck that shit. I'm over it.
Can I get extra bean sprouts?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm fucking over it. Tofu is ass, okay? And all that shit. I'm sorry. Go eat your fucking salads with a fucking, whatever. I can't. I just can't. I just can't. I'm sorry. If you cannot fucking eat a steak, I can't be with you.
Hey
That
man,
is what
I
it
eat
is.
twice as much meat that way. At least I have negated one vegan that exists. Like everything that they're doing, I'm just taking on an additional for the carnivores, so that it just kind of cancels out. So there.
Well, all right. Well, listen, I really appreciate you being on there. It wasn't that bad, was it?
No,
Thank you.
it
Was it?
I wasn't like worried or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't.
Okay. I mean, because someone told me you were a little nervous, so I was just
a
like, I'm
little
like,
nervous,
okay.
but I wasn't worried like with questions and stuff like that. Like that part, I wasn't worried. I was more like just because I haven't,
Yeah.
streaming is one thing, but to sit here and have a conversation in this big freaking circle.
I know this fucking ring.
It's really glowing, but
Yeah.
Near
Well,
Ludens,
we're-
once
we're-
again, thanks, brother.
we're just
Appreciate you
trying
with
to be-
the ring light.
We're just trying to be professional.
And I keep looking over there, so I think like the whole time instead of looking there, I'm
It's
looking over here. And I'm
It's
like,
really
hey.
okay. Tyler has
Yeah.
pointed out so many times in earlier episodes that I kept looking at the computer screen, even though my validation was I had to make sure it was fucking running.
Yeah.
He always calls me out on that bullshit. So.
You know what I think of? And it was a moment, it was Jackass 2 when Steve-O does the butt chug with the beer bong in his
Oh my
butt,
God.
and then they're trying to squirt it out, and Johnny Knoxville says, Steve-O, if your butthole can't see the camera, the camera can't see your butthole, and he like keeps trying to turn them the right way. Like that's how I feel right now.
So,
He's really gotten better at it though because he's kind of
Yeah.
dialed in on that.
yeah,
You know?
I'm fucking host. I gotta be the engineer. I gotta be the fucking,
Right.
it's just like I
He's
said.
just like, let me
He
take
said
this
this
hat
out,
off, let me
you
put this
know,
hat
I'm
on, now I
fucking-
gotta wear 3 hats at the same time.
I'm working on fucking iPad stands, lighting. I mean, what the fuck, dude? Like, I'm like a
He
fucking
did it,
Jamaican
yeah.
over here.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
he
just
did
saying.
it
I got
all.
20
Hey,
years to go.
man, right here with the Headleys. And he runs the flower
Yeah.
shop.
So I hope you guys enjoyed Bella joining the show. Follow her on Instagram at Bella Bliss _888. On Twitch, all one word, Bella Bliss 8. And she's big on TikTok. What's your TikTok?
Bella Bliss
At Bella
87.
Bliss 87. Jesus, it's just so much to remember.
There's so much of the Bella Bliss. That's why I keep it the
But
same.
I will have all of her handles in the description below. And I mean, I would really love to have you on the show again. I mean, it was great. I mean,
Yeah,
literally
appreciate it.
over 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And listen,
I
we
didn't-
could have kept going. I mean, we could
I know we could have
We
kept
would've been
going.
here like
It
4
was just
o'clock
for
in
a
the
moment
morning.
where I
Like,
was just
you
like,
guys gotta
I just
work,
tapped
yeah.
my phone and I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then I put black. I was just like, wow.
But
Yeah.
I just want to say before we end that it's refreshing to see a woman that has a lot of good values in you, and it's really appreciative. And like I said, for any woman or man or anybody watching this, don't settle for. Don't be complacent. Don't be like because I'm not getting a lot of attention. I'm just gonna hang on to this or whatever. Stick to your standards. I promise you a good one will come. But at the same time, if you want to fuck, have fun, go for it. I'm not hating on you. It's,
Hey.
it's 2023. Fuck everybody.
Fuck everybody. Let's all fuck.
Fuck no.
That's right.
Who's
All right.
coming
Yeah,
with me?
little female perspective during Women's Awareness Month. I am
We-
now aware of women. I wasn't aware of them before
Listen,
this.
women,
It's pretty bad that I'm a
we
woman.
recognize you, we appreciate you, and can't wait to see what flag you're going to make. So, till next year.
Oh, we can make.
Yeah.
That's right. Women awareness flags.
Yeah. Let's
Hell
go.
yeah.